You're listening to 89.1 The Exile Radio. I'm your host, Raymond, here with...
I'm Corey.
I'm Rowan.
I'm Katie.
I'm Cece.
All right, we're a part of a new show called DJs Dragons here on 89.1 The Exile Radio. All right, so basically we're going to be playing Dungeons & Dragons live on the radio for you guys to listen to. For those of you who don't know, it's a fantasy game that takes place in the imagination. You got character sheets, we got dice, and we're going to play. And it should work out really well. If it doesn't, well, we'll fix that, and it'll be better next time. Okay? So, to start us off, they have no idea what's going to happen in this world that I created.
I'm kind of scared.
I'm the Dungeon Master. I create and own everything that they do. All right, but they own their characters, and that's what they have power over. So that little bit of power they need to use it. All right? Right, Rowan?
I'm on you, man.
All right. So, first off, we're going to have you guys introduce your characters. So, starting with you, Corey.
I'm Corey. I'm the only adult in the room. I'm a 25-year-old playing with a bunch of 17-year-olds.
I'm 16.
16.
17.
That makes it worse.
So,
So anyways,
just wanted to make sure you felt cool.
Thinking back to the good old days.
my name is Corey, and I'm going to be playing as Cruven, Spine Crusher, Crusher of Spines, and CEO of the franchise The Crushed Spine, which is a lovely pub that you can go visit. It's got nice tables. It's got little mugs with spines as handles. And I'm going to be playing a paladin. But it doesn't look like he's supposed to be a paladin. Like, you think that that wasn't his first choice in life. It's almost like when the football guy becomes a math teacher.
Oh, that's rough.
So it's more about necessity than a choice. And that's Cruven.
It's like it's kind of like this. It's like when you have no clean shirts left, and you have one like left, and you need to go with that one.
Yeah.
All right. So how about you, Cece?
Me? Yes. So I will be playing as Olaplina, but her original name was Mooo, and I will be playing a rogue elf who was raised by assassin cows that live in the forest in the tree village, and I'm on a mission to find my real family, and I'm writing a book while I do it. It's called From Cow to Elf, How to Elf. And it's gonna be a New York Times bestseller.
From hooves to ears.
Yeah, essentially.
I love it. All right.
From grass to bows.
No, I'm still eating grass.
Living lawnmower right here. All right. How about you, Katie?
All right, I'm just going to go straight from my little backstory here that I had written down because it seems a little bit more professional. Growing up in the wilds with her tribe, Kelwin would dream of the outside world, quite literally, in fact, as visions would come to her every night of humans, dwarves, all of faces she'd never seen before. One night, her village was ravaged by a patrol of venturing human mercenaries. Her people were devastated by the attack, but rather than turn to fear, she became ever more curious to the outsiders she had seen, eventually taking the ancient druidic teachings of her people and leaving to seek out to learn more of the visions that had come to visit.
Amazing.
All right. I love it. One more thing I'm going to do is while we're going over this, I would like each of you to write underneath your names on that paper, your characters' names, just so I can remember that, because don't forget I'm fairly new to your characters as much as you are. All right.
Oh.
And as we're doing that, Rowan's going to tell us about his character. Of course, I didn't forget Rowan.
My character's name is Steve Irwin.
He's that guy. He's that player.
I thought it was Steve
You gonna
Willick.
start this right now?
He's that. Please,
Oh.
Steve.
You gonna start this right now?
Yeah.
You gonna start the problems, Corey?
Yeah, I'm going to pick fights with
Steve.
16-year-olds.
Anyways,
I'll borrow
I'm a
Or actually,
Dragonborn. They told me that was cool. This is my first time playing. My backstory is I was a pirate that got picked up by a group, and I became part of their group. I feel like I'm so unprepared in these guys.
No, okay.
It's okay. Your backstory will develop as we play.
Yeah, as you go, you'll learn more about it. And the cool thing is that as you do that, some of it, like Corey's, will probably change as he plays. It's bound to happen. It happens to everybody. I had a character that I made, and his backstory changed after I played him one time. Completely changed. All right. So now that everybody's introduced, once I get that paper back, we will begin. Yeah.
Let's talk about our group name.
Yes, so amongst themselves, while I was out of the room, they decided that they were going to call themselves
the Tribe of the Chaotic Waterbird. Because this is 89.1 XR Radio.
Home of the Duck of Anarchy.
Shameless. We are
shameless advertisement.
hit rock
But
bottom.
Buy the shirts because I made them.
incorporating.
We incorporated it to the backstory.
Rock bottom.
So all of us have been visited by a celestial duck
Okay, Cici.
who kind of helps guide us. But we all think that we're crazy, so we never talk about how
Yeah.
we've all seen the
You've all
celestial
seen it.
duck.
But
You've
that's
all,
why we get
You've all
brought
seen it in
together.
a faint dream. So just at one point in your lives, you have all seen this duck. But you're all like, it's just a me thing.
No,
It's just one of those dreams.
Yeah, and the important
just
thing
one of
about
those things.
Cruven isn't good with names. And by that, I don't mean like he doesn't remember them. He just doesn't like them most of the time. He doesn't really know what a duck is, so he thought waterbird made sense. And these guys were like, I've seen that before. Like, I've heard of that.
Not
That
exactly a
sounds
water.
familiar.
That's faintly familiar.
Yeah,
Duck that
waterbird.
goes quack quack.
Yeah,
Kel's
well,
is just
I-
like
I've-
dying
You know,
inside.
quack.
I've heard that name one time. I'll name my kid that. Why
I'll
not?
name my kid Waterbird.
Mm.
All right, can I get the paper back?
No, I'm still ready.
Hey, give him
He
I've got
has
a long
to
name.
have his
Hey.
title.
I just need the first name. I just need Cruven. That's
No,
all I
I'm
need.
writing Cruven Spine Crusher.
Yeah.
Crusher of Spines.
All right.
Well, let's start this off.
All right, so here is the introduction to this campaign. This campaign is just named Aggeroth. All right, that is the name that I gave it, and that's the name that we're dealing with. All right, guys? Aggeroth.
Aggeroth.
Do you
Alright.
mind if I...
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Is that like the place we're in? Or?
You're about to find out.
All right.
All right. So, after leaving the comfort of your homes, each of you have come to find one another in your travels. After taking a liking to each other, you decide to form a party. Once rumors in the local taverns call your ears of work for the common adventurer, you all decided to make way into the secluded city by the name of Aggeroth. Eagerly, you each paid your fare to hitchhike by ship into the city. Traveling down the river, nicknamed the Split, you begin to hear talk that this is the first ship coming into Aggeroth this month. Nervous, you travel above deck to question the captain. Interrupting you is the sound of screams.
Ooh.
Welcome to the divided city of Aggeroth.
Who's the captain? Like, which one of us?
Me.
No.
Me.
You were hitchhiking, so you
Yeah,
were.
So we're just
So
traveling on the boat.
it's kind of
Well,
like
he's
you
a
paid.
pirate.
It's kind of like paying
I'm a pirate. Yeah.
No. It's kind of like paying a taxi driver. You were like, hey, like I need a ride into this city, and you just hitchhiked.
Are the screams
So I'm
on the
gonna,
boat?
Yes, you basically
The screams are on the boat.
you were going above deck. You were walking upstairs, and you hear screams.
Which one was walking above that?
We're all together.
All right, I don't know what you guys gonna do.
I'm a
right
cow.
now you're
We're
right
in,
now you're all
we're
walking
in.
up a staircase.
Oh,
Okay, so
wow,
we haven't
all
seen
of
it.
us?
And the screams are coming from up deck or below deck?
Up. That's why you're going up there.
Oh, we're going
Kel-
up
Because
deck.
you were on your way up there, and then you heard screams
Guys,
coming from the
I
direction
think
you're
it's
coming
safe
from.
I'm
to
going
say-
first.
Okay.
Yes,
No, I'm
I
going first.
agree. Corey goes first,
Hey, no,
then
I
used
Rowan.
my insight
I'll go
to look-
next, and then you'll be
I'm already
last.
up there.
I'm
already up the
I've already
staircase.
taken over the ship.
Me, I'm down.
I've already done all
I'm
this.
just behind because I'm still learning how to like
How to be not cow?
because cows just run away from scary
Yeah.
things.
At this
Nice.
point,
So I'm told to run away.
well, at this point, you all know each other. Obviously, you're all friends, but you're
and
not,
I trust
you're not-
Corey because
yeah.
he's crusher of spine. So
You're not
I
best
trust
friends.
that.
What
will-
does that mean?
I'm
a
Crush's
pirate.
spine.
Are you
So
kidding me?
that's what I his name is Crusher
Wow.
of Spines.
Anywho, moving
I see where
forward.
it's
So,
go-
I
see
thi-
where-
I
see where
Moving
this-
forward.
I already see where this
Moving
adventure is
forward.
going.
So,
Get it rolling.
all right, all right, guys. So, who all walked above deck?
I did.
Everybody, right?
okay.
I would like everybody at this point to make a perception check. For those of you who don't know, they're going to roll a dice, and it's going to tell me basically how much they all see.
It's a
I'm
20-sided
fine.
dice.
Now,
I'm
I'm the only one here with dice. They're all using an app, but I actually brought my dice.
I want some dice
Look at
now.
you go.
Because I am a nerd.
Okay, so it's a 20-sided dice.
Oh, listen to that sound. And
Yeah.
It's 8.
Okay,
17.
17.
8, 17. You're all adding your perception
No, I'm
bonuses.
sorry. Nope.
Yeah,
it's
I
a 10.
added.
Mine's a 10.
Mine's
10?
17.
8.
Wait, we were supposed to roll again, right?
Why'd you say
Wait, do we roll twice?
No, we
No,
roll
once.
once.
Let's
Okay,
go in
so-
order, starting from me and then down the road.
Okay,
so
go
I
ahead.
got 10, and Rowan's got
10, 11,
17.
12, 13. I have 13.
Oh, am I
If roll.
adding? I'm adding.
You have to add your bonus.
Okay,
To
19.
your roll.
19.
All right, so 19. What was
Wow.
yours?
13.
13. Okay, so going above deck, you two of all notice that off to the side, right, there is just a line of bows aimed at you.
Oh.
Okay, aimed at the ship you're on. Because remember, you're going down. In
Hands
a
go
river. You're in a river. You're not like in an ocean, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, they're not pointing at you. They're pointing at the ship. They can't see you.
My hands
because
are still up.
You're in the center of the ship. It's kind of blocked from the sides. You two notice that off to the side in the front, where you'd be steering the ship, obviously, the captain's been shot in the throat.
Shot
And he's
where?
dead, and he's hanging over the
He's
ship's
on the wheel?
He's on
Like
the
he's
wheel.
dead?
We can use
Like
this.
he's like dead. Like you're not bringing him back.
Oh.
Okay, I can
Unless
manipulate
you're-
air. So if I can manage
can
to
dr- I
move
can
that
do a
body,
ship,
we
too.
can shift the whole ship.
Oh.
I
Oh.
could just.
So wait, no, she's
I
got
like
cruise
Katie's.
control.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Katie's idea.
She has an
so
autonomous boat.
if you guys can distract them, I can take control of the ship.
Do you know how
Quote
to drive?
unquote.
Now here's the thing.
I don't.
Well,
I
funny.
can just
But
make the wheel
okay,
move.
but
Go
Rowan
back.
was a pirate. Yeah, Rowan was a pirate.
Yeah.
But can
Captain
you reach the wheel?
Well, I can give
We
you
have
like
to get there.
directions. Can I give?
Hold
her
on, wait,
directions?
no. We're going to do Katie's plan. We're doing Katie's plan. We're going to distract him.
Because then if we move the ship, they'll be like, what the heck is happening?
Exactly. Okay, so the people who are pointing bows at us, what race are they?
You cannot tell.
I
You
can't tell?
You can't tell. They're all hiding behind stuff. Like it's
Are
not.
they
Like
on my
trees?
boat?
No.
It's
They're
my
on-
boat now.
See,
They're behind
It's
you,
Captain's
so
boat.
we can see
Yeah, I mean,
you.
the captain is dead. This is if you guys.
Well, I
This
This
is-
is
Kelwin
now the boat
suggest-
of the waterbird. But we're moving on.
Uh,
We're storing that away for future reference.
another thing, there was crew,
Yeah.
but the majority of them are either hiding in fear or they are also dead.
That's convenient.
So it was just
It'll be a fast takeover.
It's easier to scare a scared person.
Was it just us four that were on the boat and the crew members?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
And
captain.
so these other raiders or whomever is
So-
holding the bows against us.
Yeah. Are the people holding the bows on the boat?
No, you already.
They're
have
on the
to-
side. We're in a river.
You're on a river.
We're in a
They're on
river.
the side of the river.
Corey, come on.
Oh, so
They're-
there's
they're-
land. They're
Yes.
on land.
Yes, you are. Like I said, you are going down a river.
Okay.
Does
so,
the ship have cannons?
No,
No.
this is not a
This is
fighting
just
ship.
Okay. So I'm gonna go up to the boat with my hands up, and I'm going to shout, "Hello, friends!"
Okay,
I'm
make a
going to
performance
be-
check.
What about persuasion?
Sure.
Okay, go for you got this, Corey. Go, Corey.
Oh my gosh, it's a crit one.
So,
It's a natural one, which is the worst. Starting off great.
Wait, what'd
the
you get?
moment
What'd you
a
get?
one.
before you
Oh.
even get your head over the edge of the ship to say hi, your hand goes up, and just before, as your hand's going up, an arrow just wisps right past it.
Oh, okay.
Like, warning shot. Like, get down. All right.
That was nice.
Yeah. At least we didn't start
Down
off with
boy.
somebody losing their hand. That would
Down
suck.
boy.
Yeah.
Is there? I'm wearing something white, I assume, like a sock.
You tell me. Are you wearing something white?
I'm wearing a sock, and
A single sock.
I'm wearing a sock, and I take the hilt of my warhammer, just the hilt of it, not the actual hammer. I put the sock on it, and I hold it up as a white flag.
Why are we surrendering? Hold on.
But they're on
Distraction,
land. We
distraction.
could, like,
Distraction.
Distraction.
All right.
All right.
So
I just say, I just want to
it
talk.
just gets shot out of your hand.
Oh boy.
Like, so what happens is you raise it up, they shoot it, it hits the sock, and then it goes over the other side of the ship. That's how.
Have we distracted them enough yet? Like,
Yeah,
are
okay,
we,
so
Has Katie done all of her
Katie,
stuff
have you-
yet?
I
feel like
haven't
Katie-
even attempted to steer the wheel yet.
I
I
feel like-
I don't even think that's going to make much of a difference because they're on land and they can just shoot us while I'm trying to do whatever it is that I'm doing.
See,
which is
but we could be
manipulating air.
down. We could be down where they can't get us. At
Yeah,
least,
we're crawling.
yeah, we're
Okay,
crawling.
so we're all
And
just
at this
unanimously
point,
going
like
to crawl.
where I got up, and then when I moved the flag, two different areas, so they think that there's more of us than there actually is. But it's really just me moving around. and
That is a
crawling to
very good
different
idea.
areas.
We could, that
yes.
Okay.
And so Katie,
I can manipulate water too.
I
feel like that would be a good thing to like say now. So like if I can like raise the waves.
Yeah,
and,
well,
like,
see, but
then
attack
we
them,
have no more
crash
water.
the
Now,
waves into
now
it.
It's a
how much
river.
water can you manipulate?
Not a lot. I could probably just like make like a single splash and then like distract them for a little bit.
Or like, can you make it shape into something?
I-
Like a person?
Can you do
Ooh,
it
can we do a
farther
swan?
away
What's
from
this
the
spell
boat?
called?
I
Is
feel
it
like
shape water?
Yeah, shape water.
Shape water. Shape water cannot move a boat. All
Can
right.
you
Well,
create?
This is
Can
a
I create like
Okay,
a
can
figure?
she-
It
with
can
the
create
water?
any. It can create a figure, but it is within 5 foot by 5 foot.
Because I want to try and talk to them, and they
So
can't
it can't be
kill
any taller
a
than
water
5
They
person.
cannot kill a water person. So if we can make
Get a bucket of water. A bucket
She's
of
not
water.
British, but her character apparently is. All right.
I'm an elf. I have to fit with the stereotype. I'm sorry.
I'm an elf, but I was raised as a cow, so I'm kind
So
of.
you're just the
You
old
have
one
a
out.
cute-
It's okay.
You have a cow accent.
Howdy, partner.
Howdy, partner.
Okay, so I
Can we get
create.
like a bucket of water and?
No, we're on a river. We don't need a bucket of
But
water.
he's
I can
5
just
by
like
5.
Okay, let Katie do her thing.
All right.
Okay, let Katie go.
What's your name? I'm sorry.
At this point,
Kelwin.
Kelwin.
You can call me Kel.
At this point,
Grass lady.
you have grappling hooks hitting the ship, trying to get hooked.
Oh, I push him off. Like gently.
There is
I
a
cut the
lot.
ropes.
Like there.
Okay, guys, I think that we at this point need to think about surrender because they
I
are
tried.
all over apparently. Well, okay.
I did the sock.
I still try to do the water figure thing and maybe at least scare
Wait.
them away.
Where are you gonna put them? Where are you gonna put this water figure?
Like walking on water. Like we are gods. Sir.
Wait, they're climbing onto the
I
ship?
can create this.
Wait,
figure
they're
and you have
attempting
no
to
idea.
climb on the ship.
So, I'm going to try and make the water figure look like it's like climbing on the ship or like on it.
What?
That didn't make any sense.
Ron, you look like you got an idea.
Are they climbing on the ship yet?
No,
Wait, they're throwing spears at us though.
no, they are throwing
The
grappling
grappling.
hooks.
Yeah, like they're getting
Okay, yeah.
ready.
So we can see. Can we see them yet?
No,
No, we
Why?
can just
Where's
see
the-
the hooks attached onto the
because
boat.
they're just throwing them and they're ducking
Alright,
behind cover.
alright.
They're-
Okay, so I feel like
they're on a river banker and you are on a ship. So the
Is
moment
this
you
during
try to
the-
lead your
so
head
this is
over,
during
they're
the
gonna
night?
shoot you in your skull.
I
Like,
think we should be ready to attack. Like, I'm
Oh,
not
for
saying that
sure.
we should opt that out.
Well, we
but I
gotta
think
do
we
But
should-
something
I'm going to
first.
try and scare them a little bit
Yes.
first, so that
just so you know, this is all coming from one side of the ship.
okay.
You're being bombarded from a single side
Just
of the
go to
ship.
the other side. Oh,
Wait,
that's
if
what
it-
wait, that's what he wants us to do.
Go to the other side of the
Well,
ship.
but if you go to the other side of the ship, what do you
Then
think's
they-
going to happen? They're still going
They're
to
just
come up
going
the
to come
ship.
up the
There
one
could be
side
other
and we're
people
going to
on
be
the
taken
other
over.
side.
Let's jump off the other
You
side
do.
of the ship.
You're,
No,
I think you're looking
no,
at
no.
this too much. But if that's what you think,
We do
go
a Pirates
for
of the Caribbean where we walk to one side and we walk to the other and the ship flips over and then we kill ourselves and that really surprises them.
Let's flip the ship.
Yeah. So let's do the water figure thing and let's try to
Yeah,
talk
let's
to
see what
him as a
happens.
water figure and
Yeah.
see.
All right. Is there anything in specific that I need to like roll on this one? Because I'm not sure what works with that.
I'm sorry. What?
what
Do I need to
what
do
did I?
a wisdom?
What?
Do I need to do a wisdom check for the spell?
No. You just do it.
Okay.
It's
Alright.
something you know.
Okay, so I already know the spell,
So
so,
just-
I'm
yeah, you
going
just
to
do it. Just-
create. Well, what figure should I create that would like scare them away
No.
from the boat?
Well, do we want to talk to him? or
Just know that
Yeah,
there's
do
a
we
lot
wanna
of
scare 'em or
there's,
do we wanna
there's
talk?
probably a lot of them, and that
There-
there is a 5 foot tall. This can be 5 feet tall,
Yeah, I'm gonna make it as big as I can, so 5 feet tall, and then
5 feet wide.
5 feet wide.
You can
yeah.
make it- it's
I
a
want
5
this
foot
thing to be
cube.
a Goliath, like a huge water figure. I don't
Okay,
know
are we
what I
trying
want.
to? Are we trying to scare him or are we trying to talk
No,
to
When
him?
we
they are
think
already
about it,
boarding the
5
ship.
feet
We are
really isn't that
past
big.
talking with them.
Oh, so we're
it's not,
attack.
but it's gonna work.
is it gonna work? All right, you
I
tell
don't
me.
know.
You tell me.
You got
Okay,
this,
guys.
Katie. It'll work.
Talk to me. What should I create? Like, what figure? Should I have like a major thing in its hands?
Oh,
or,
it
like-
should look like it's got armor and it's got a helmet with horns on it.
Yes.
Like let's make it think that this is
We are
God.
protected by this water
Yeah.
creature. And that's what I want one of you guys to say. Whoever is like strong enough to
Oh yeah,
say
I'm
that.
gonna intimidate. I'm gonna say
Wait, what's
So
your
I
intimidation?
create this water Goliath, quote
What's your
unquote, and he is dressed
my
in
intimidation.
armor to the
-1.
nines.
My
No,
intimidation.
no.
What kind of
Okay.
armor? What kind of armor?
Oh.
But you can
Minus
tell
4.
because it's like shaped
Do we
out,
both
and
intimidate?
it's just this nice armor. You know,
Okay.
it's fun.
Beautiful.
Horned helmet.
All right.
Raymond,
So
can we both intimidate?
Like we're gonna
Like he looks
speak
like a warrior
through-
water god.
you want to speak for this character. So you want to be basically you want this thing to lip sync to your voices.
Yes.
Because if we
Kinda
do
So
like
I
that.
will have to
Ventriloquism.
watch
it
you.
sound like that guy.
You can certainly try.
Okay,
Okay.
let's try and
Don't ask me if
intimidate
you can until you try.
them.
Okay, what should we say?
Beware,
Back
if you
off.
attack
We
this
got-
boat, we are protected by this.
All right.
What
Another
a
thing
good-
is you can change the color of the water. So,
Oh, it's red.
Red.
however,
red.
you only get one single color.
Red.
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 All right.
going
you can
for red.
you can
Wait, what
you can
time of
change
day is it?
you can
Is
also
it
change the
midday?
opacity, so you can also make it less see-through.
Feel
Raymond.
the red to
Let's
see
see.
Raymond is what
I
time of
want to
day
make
it
it less
is?
see-through so it looks
Looks
like
like a
it's
person.
an actual like.
What time of day is it?
Yeah.
Noon.
It's new.
About noon.
Okay, so
Midday.
this red water god now looks like it's a legit thing.
Yeah, we'll say stand down. We're protected by the sea devil.
Yes.
There we go.
I appreciate this.
You're in a river.
By the river.
You're in a
god.
river right now.
The
The
river
water
god.
devil. He does all water.
This is all water.
All right, here we go. Jeez.
What'd you
Oh,
do?
come on, Corey.
Got an
We
8.
lined it up for you.
Can he like
All
add
right,
on to my
So,
intimidation?
no, he
But
cannot.
can I do it?
All
then?
right,
Can
but
I-
you
wait,
you
Can I talk?
Dang.
But
You just-
like Corey is.
you just hear from the other side of the ship. You hear, what kind of bull crap is that?
That doesn't scare him at all.
No, what you said.
You say it too. You say no, really,
You
it's telling
say-
the truth.
But in a deeper tone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could try with charisma too.
The moment-
because-
the moment
but I
you're-
have to
Alright,
link
he's-
to
he's-
it.
The moment
Try
this
to.
figure you
I got a
created
12.
walks up, it just gets bombarded with arrows. You see,
You
it
cannot
can't,
going
strike
through
me.
it can't die. It's going straight through this thing. It's just going. Like,
And they keep
like,
trying to fight. So
It's having a hard time holding its form because
It's like
getting
Luke
so
Skywalker.
bombarded.
I am focusing
Wait,
everything
keep it up,
on this.
Keep it up, and they'll run out of arrows.
Yes!
Oh!
I am focusing everything on this creature.
Anyways, did you,
It just keeps going. Like it's.
remember,
During
did you
this
hear what he
time-
did? He rolled a 12 on intimidation, and he said, "No, really," in a deeper voice.
Would you roll?
A 12.
12? Okay. They are not scared. You're, I'm
Okay.
sorry guys, but you're one water person that has arrows going through it is not gonna scare this
Oh my goodness.
just massive.
I think
This
we
is
got.
a
I
bad
think,
way to start off the
Okay,
campaign.
so while you guys are distracting them, I'm moving the captain off the
The wheel.
wheel right now. Because you guys are
It's
doing
good
a
that
great
distracted.
job distracting him.
Oh yeah, that was your plan in the beginning.
All of your firepower is going on the side of the ship with the water
Well,
creature.
I'm moving the captain and throwing him onto the ground of the ship and getting ready for Katie. No, not
Well,
Katie.
you're right at
I'm
the wheel.
there,
Why
so
don't you just take the wheel and
Well,
just-
can I take the wheel? I can take the wheel.
Yeah, I shout, "It's not that hard."
Okay.
motivation?
Okay, so I would take the wheel and try to steer us away from the things.
On a side note, Cece, I just want to point out that your character was so good that my sister decided she would draw a comic of your character as a cow. So
Oh, sweet! I'm excited.
Uh,
about
I have
that.
not-
You know what's really great is because she was raised by stealth cows. She was able to get all the way to that wheel without anybody noticing.
yeah.
Not even us.
For those of you just now tuning in, this is 89.1 The Exile Radio. We are doing a show called DJs and Dragons where we play Dungeons and Dragons live on the air. If you don't know what that is, it's a fantasy game that we play all in our imaginations because we're dorks. All right. One thing I wanted to say was that if you actually do like drawing and you decide, hey, I'm going to draw something for this show, email us at
DJsNDragons@gmail.com.
All
Yeah,
right.
create some fan art for us because that's going to be amazing.
It would be awesome if you decide if that's something you're into. We'd love it.
We will put it on our website and have a little podcast thing. I feel like that would be a really good idea.
All right. So
So Cece, nope, not Cece. Olaplina.
oh my
What
god.
should you do?
Corey did write Cruven Spine, Crusher Spine, CEO of the Crush Spine. Okay. That's no wonder it took you so long.
Branding.
So I took the wheel, and while they're still focused on the disintegrating water thing,
Demon, water demon.
I'm so sorry, water demon.
How do you
You're
not know
right.
the plan?
It's okay.
You guys.
Sail,
It's going to
sail.
look crazy. Just
So I
take it
sail. I take it and I do a quick turn, like a little
Are we
away.
on a
Away?
straightaway?
So you just yank the steering wheel.
Yes.
You are going.
We are going to
you're
go
going,
overboard.
You're going in hot for the other side of the riverbank that they're not on.
What if
Yes.
we drive?
Because
what if we drive
so
into
you're
it?
coming.
Wait,
in.
there's so
wait,
many
wait,
You're
wait,
coming
wait,
hot.
wait, wait, row inside. Wait, what do you
Don't,
think?
no.
No,
We
no,
don't
no,
want to
never
crash
mind,
into
You're
them.
about to land the ship.
Okay, we're landing a
We
ship.
are about to on the other side of the river.
Yes, okay, we're retreating on the other side of the river, I'm assuming.
Now, when we do this, do we hear a bunch of splashes from the people who are on the other end of those grappling hooks as they hit the water?
No, you just hear grunts as they hit the side of the ship.
Oh yeah.
Oh, even
we
better.
we took some out.
Wait, but now we
And
gotta see
then
what
you-
race
and then
it
you
is.
hear a
What
little
race is it? Look and see what race it is.
Oh,
Just
so
'cause
wait, they're tiny.
That one,
They're tiny.
that one halfling just decided it'd be a good idea to fall.
It's a
off.
halfling. It's a halfling.
See what halflings do they have their own language? I
I
look
believe
to
so. I
look to
don't-
the grass lady because she's the only smart person in our group.
Okay.
I don't speak. What do you speak?
Well,
Katie?
I have studied. You know, I do not know many languages. I only know 2. However, I am rather intelligent. So let's see if I can call back on my wisdom and see if
Halflings have their own language.
they have their own language,
Do they speak
or
language?
if they can.
Well, they
speak
might
with
speak
us.
common.
I'm sure they do, but they might be jerks.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they might be those. I mean, if they're going to raid a boat, I'd imagine they're jerks.
Like, I want to pretend like maybe we have some halflings on board and maybe they'll be a little bit nicer.
Yeah, I mean, if they are
I mean,
those kind of
if that's
jerks, they
the
would
crew.
respond better to their
So,
own
do you want her
kind.
just to roll like an intelligence on something?
Wouldn't that be wisdom?
Are you
more?
trying to see what language?
I mean,
Yeah,
both
wait,
my
they
intelligence
already-
and wisdom are
But
the
wait,
same.
they
so-
already responded to us.
No.
That this is something
We're
that
already gone.
in game. This is just something you would already know. I do believe halflings have their own separate language.
I think I remember
They speak
reading up
Ling.
on that. You know, back in the actual book, that they did have their own thing.
I like that you said you did the book thing.
I did the book quick motion
Okay.
you won't be able to see unless you tune in on YouTube.
That's great. So, are the boats not facing that side? So if I look over the boat, they won't be able to shoot me with arrows?
Right now, the back right corner of this ship is pointed at where they were. Because Olaplina thought it'd be a good idea to yank the steering wheel to the left because they're on the right side of the ship.
I'm
and
learning.
I hold on
she's just
and
coming in
realize-
hot. Like, you are about to crash the
I
ship.
hold on
That's what I'm
as
trying to
hard
say.
as
It's
I
like,
can
you're
to the
coming in
boat.
hot, and if you crash the ship, I don't know, maybe you can't get away. Who knows? Let's find out.
Well, how do you know I yanked it that quickly?
You said you did.
You
Okay, that's a
yanked
good
the
point.
You
wheel.
said you're like, I yanked the steering wheel.
Okay, that's a good point.
Well, I look to
I don't know much if
my
that's a good way to
pirate
die.
friend over here, and I say, go help her, because he's a pirate.
That's
And
a good point.
he's ship
Help
So-
land this ship
So
as
Rowan
softly
comes-
as you can.
So, Rowan, what do you do?
I'm gonna throw the anchors out.
You're going to throw the anchor.
Why
No, throw the anchors into the water.
Who said there were anchors?
It's a
Yeah.
boat.
Well, did you
Well,
look,
this could
did
be
you
a
look
normal
for that?
sailboat.
How do you know where that is?
Are
I
there
just, I
anchors?
just say,
Wait,
grab the
why
wheel.
are
anchors?
we
I look
throwing
around
the
for
I don't know.
anchors.
Make
No,
I,
just grab the wheel. Just grab the wheel.
Just grab the wheel. What am I?
Yeah, we're
There's
still.
not a brake button.
You're gonna land.
you know how to sail.
You can
Yeah.
you can steer the
All
ship
right.
at least softly
So-
into the
Yeah.
Yeah.
bank
So I grab the
of
wheel
the river.
and I'm like doing one of the. I'm shaking it back and forth to kind of like get
Ride
some-
the waves?
Ride the waves.
and have a little
and
wave.
slow it down so we're not going straight. We're like kind of.
I'm going to try
He
and
drifts
moving
it a
our
little bit.
motion.
yeah.
He drifts it.
Do we
All
still
right, so
see
you're
the people
you're
with
gonna you're
theirs?
so you're trying to land the ship on the other side.
Yes.
All right, and just so you know, this is a large river. Like this isn't like a baby river.
Like a
this is a,
Okay, so we have some
Okay,
time.
we do have room.
Yeah.
kind of.
How much is your shape water? Like, can you do that?
I can't like move
throughout
the
the day.
boat.
It's a cantrip. She can use it as many times as she
Yeah.
Could
wants.
you use
Okay.
it just to provide a little bit of force?
Yeah,
to
barrier.
slow the
I'm
ship
going to
down?
just like have that figure or like whatever it is. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to. Or you know, I don't even need to do that. I'm just going to try and like push the waves a little bit.
Yeah.
To kind of.
It does absolutely nothing. This is like this is such a small amount of water.
Did the figure disappear when she tried to do that?
The figure's been disappeared. Like they shot the crap
Before
out
it
of that.
disappeared,
It
can
can't
you just
hold
like
figure.
flip them off and then disappear?
I'll
Would-
raise the creature again and agitate them by flipping them off.
You do that.
Maybe shaking his butt at him a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, I dissipate the
Give
creature
him a
because
little
that's not
Not
what I
helping.
want.
So
Let's bring that guy back. That's a good guy. Let's make that a recurring character.
Okay. It'll
What's
be
his
like our
name?
theme.
Water.
Water god.
Devin.
Devin.
Water Devon.
Water
Yes.
Devon. Okay.
all right. So Rowan, you're landing the ship. All right. So you're gonna land the ship on the opposite side of the river. The people who are attacking you currently. So what happens is, as you land the ship, you just hear shouts on the other side of the river. Like the people are just like screaming their heads off at this point.
My goodness.
Why?
They sound fairly.
Scared.
They sound deep. The voices on the right side of the river are very deep.
So they're mostly masculine.
Yeah.
We're halflings.
Well,
that might be
I mean,
a
they
little
could
racist,
say, yeah.
but-
That would make sense.
Little stout boys
I
yelling.
mean, if you're that short, you're gonna have a deeper voice because you're that close. to the ground.
Napoleon complex. Yeah.
yeah, maybe you don't know.
Napoleon was
Wow.
actually relatively smart, like tall for his
That's great.
Was he 6'8"?
No.
Yeah, as people like evolution, like as we get taller as we go. But that's not
Yeah.
that's the point.
Anyways.
So as you do this, you just hear kind of like a da-da, like you just hear horses, like you hear all of it, like
Well, we crashed on the wrong side of the river.
Well, there are two bad options.
coming in from in front of the ship where you're at, running along the bank. You hear you hear the horses. You hear that. What you see is people in like heavy armor, like with swords on their sides, nice fine clothes. You know, these are clearly like not poor people.
So, are they knights?
I see them. and
They're
I kind of-
basically
Can I
knights.
like look and see what emblem they belong to? Like what?
They're basically knights. There is really, there's no. The only thing that you can really distinctly tell about them is that on their left shoulder there is sort of like this tuft of fur, like animal fur,
Oh,
on the
okay.
shoulder, and it's just a part of their armor. It's more, I don't know if it's
Decorative?
style or decorative, but it is that.
Now, when I see them, I get up
Here's
to
the
them
thing.
and I say, "Friends!" And then if I could, I would
They
like to roll
stop
persuasion
as
again.
once they get close enough
Like,
to
I'm
you.
really
They
relieved.
stop and they all form like this kind of circle where behind you is the ship. I assume you all have gotten off the ship at this point. Yeah.
I've got enough.
I feel
I have.
seasick, but I am off the ship.
So I'm not loving this, but let's
Is the ship
let
look
me
okay?
get
Like-
off.
Like is
Is it-
okay
is
or is it heavily damaged?
Is there anything
The
that we
ship?
could salvage from the ship?
You can't really see the other side of it, so you can't see the right side.
Okay.
Well,
really,
can we
because you
salvage
parked.
anything?
It's like
Can
parking.
I
Like
take
you parked on
anything
the
from
left.
the shift?
Well, right now you're being,
Well,
right now
yeah.
knights are running at you very
So
fast.
probably not.
So they've stopped in front of you and they've kind of formed this circle around you.
I'm grinning. I'm super excited.
I am as well.
I am nervous, but
Actually,
I'm going
I'm
to.
annoyed because I feel like they're gonna take.
I'm
my
hiding
goal.
behind Katie.
All right. So, Rowan's just happy he got a ship.
I had it. It was a pure moment of ecstasy.
The real question is, Rowan, is this your ship or is it Corey's?
It's my ship.
You can't believe what he wants.
All right. So, moving on. So they're running around you, and out of them, a nobleman coming out. He's not in armor. He's just in nice, fine clothes. Comes up and he says, "Hi, sorry about the trouble. Are you new? Are you new travelers? Are you coming? Is this your first time into Aggeroth?"
Oh yeah. Just very calmly. Like,
He says you're the adventurers that the king was hiring, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. That's us.
That's us.
I don't
Gotcha.
I don't know anything about like what he's talking about, but I'm going to fake it till I make it.
Well,
I'm going to
did
follow
you,
along.
you did hear work for the common adventurer in Aggeroth, so that is one thing you knew coming into this place. That is all you knew. None of you had very much background information other than this is a big city.
So yeah, we're the ones that they hired.
So
Yeah,
we all
that's
got
us.
summoned.
Yeah, we're here. We're here.
So you say, yeah, that's us, and they said, oh my gosh, thank you. This is the biggest time of crisis. We needed you.
I say you're welcome.
I say.
I ask how
He
much.
smiles at you, but he's kind of just he's very confused as to what's going on. And before we move on, once again, this is 89.1 The Exile Radio. For those of you who are just now tuning in, this is Dungeons and Dragons live on the air. This is a show called DJs and Dragons. I'm Raymond. Here is
I'm Cruven, half orc paladin.
I'm Steve,
I am
the
Kelwin,
Dragonborn.
the druid.
I'm Olaplina, the rogue elf, cow.
I like how
slash cow.
two of you said your
Race.
race, and then two of you said your class. That was very nice. So the guy who's coming up to you, he's human. He's clearly human.
None of us are. I've just noticed that.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's boring.
How much money are we getting?
You're asking him that?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
He said that's not that. He said that's above my pay grade. I can't tell you that.
What do you mean? He's a high class.
Well, I mean, if we're being
He's a
hired from the
nobleman,
top
but he
up.
is definitely. This is not the
this
king.
is not
He's
him.
dressed nice, but he's not like the king dressed
He's one
nice.
of the
You get what I'm saying?
courtiers.
I get you.
He just
So-
kind of works for him.
All right, so he's like, well, I'm going to take you back to the castle. He said, we can actually, now that we're all here, we can actually take your ship
Can
back.
we be provided?
We can ride the
with
river.
maps?
He said, actually, in the center of the river, in the center of town, there is a tributary where the king's castle actually is. Because you said you've not been here before, so obviously he's going to fill you in on kind of
Gets a tour.
the details. Kind of. Whatever. You get a straight line through the middle.
Could I ask him to draw us a map?
Yes, you can. He gladly does, but he's not the one who's going to do it. He kind of gets one of his henchmen to do it. He is clearly too high class to do
Oh,
anything
yeah.
for the likes
Of
of you.
course.
All right.
I'd like to tip the henchman.
The henchman?
Yeah, I'd just like to give him a small tip.
How much is the tip?
Well, how much do I got?
You tell,
Well,
you tell me.
I have Oh god, I need to look back at my stuff.
Can I mug the tip?
No.
Trust me.
Excuse-
That was a
Another
resounding
thing.
no from your party.
Yeah. I'm gonna look
This
back.
is
I really don't.
a very crude drawing, considering that these people drawing for you are they're warriors, not artists, right? You're not talking
That's
some
okay.
bards. All right, this is a crude drawing of what the city looks
Wow.
like.
That's
we're not
like a
tipping.
great tattoo. I'm
We're
tipping
not.
him.
We're not tipping him.
I'm here to make allies.
For those
Yeah,
of you,
okay,
okay,
who-
we're tipping
for those
him.
of you who
But-
can't see it, which is all but 4 of you,
It's
Show
not
it
a
to the
large
camera.
tip. Like it's like 20%.
Okay,
No,
fine,
20%?
fine.
so what this is
So
is
there's a
it's
river running through
basically
the city.
yes. So it's basically a big circle. That's obviously the walls of the city, and there's a river cutting dead through the center of it. Massive river. Okay.
And was that the river we were just on? Yeah.
This is the river you are currently on.
Oh.
Oh.
This is a single river, and if you don't remember from the introduction, this is the river that they call the Split.
That makes sense.
That
to me.
makes a lot of sense.
Now, do you get why it's called the Split? Because it goes down the middle.
Cruven doesn't get it.
What?
But Cruven only knows how to
Yep.
crush
What does that
spines.
mean?
All right. So you get back on the ship, and they have a couple of people come out from the back who arrived a little slower. What it is they're basically are some of the knights on horseback have chains leading to collars around the necks of some orcs.
Oh.
And they
That's
basically
okay. Orcs are jerks.
you're
Orc.
aren't you a half orc?
Half orc, but you can't pick your parents, guys.
Can't pick your parents. I understand.
Well, the moment I see orcs, I do a defined sense. Are they bad?
Okay.
Are they pretty evil?
So
Way
these
to,
orcs are basically
encourage
they're basically
slavery.
making them push the ship back into the water, kind of.
Oh god.
They're
okay.
you're assisting in slavery right now, guys.
Are they evil?
But they're orcs, so it's okay, right? That's
But are they evil?
I don't know.
Kelwin is a little.
Wait, hold on. I
or
got
iffy
divine
about
sense.
it.
Can I just?
Are they evil?
Yeah, I can.
They look miserable.
But are they evil? Like their alignment ones?
Yeah, can I do an
'Cause
insight
divine
check?
sense
You
allows
can
me
make a
to
perception
see-
check.
I will do a perception check on the
If you guys would all like to take a closer look, make a perception check.
Can I not make one
because
and just
I
want
want to see if I can make friends with.
If that's what you
want
wanna do.
If
I do want to say
can.
divine sense allows you to like see the aura of the person. That's one of
Go
the
for it.
paladin's things.
Would you like to
Okay,
try that?
I got
Yes.
a.
I
Try
had
it.
16.
I don't think it's a roll.
Huh?
I'm not sure. I don't know. If
I
it's
have a
roll.
20 on
Use
my
it.
perception.
You can.
Oh,
all
let's
right.
use Katie's
Yeah,
perception.
I have a
Corey,
16
you can
plus
roll. We'll
4.
see how accurate your sense is.
Okay. It's gonna be awful. 15.
15.
All
All
right,
right.
I had-
You can clearly tell that they're your average Joe. They're not bad. They're not great people. They're good. They're decent people. They're not.
I'm shocked by this.
They were kidnapped and they've clearly been raised. Like this is all they've ever really known.
Oh, that's a bummer.
That's how it goes, you know?
So
We
Okay.
store that. We're gonna find it. We're gonna.
But guys, don't
Gotta
forget,
get
in this world, they're
nuts.
orcs. Who cares, right? Because
I'm triggered.
nobody else seems phased by this. You being newcomers to the city are the only ones who clearly bat an eye.
Okay,
I
well,
like
I
to
mean, I don't
nod.
really want to stand out yet, but if we can, like, make a difference for these orcs before we leave, I would love to do that.
All right, well, let's
We give
let's
each
keep
other
that in mind.
eyes. We like look at each other.
So when you say
we're gonna
that,
do this?
when you say that over
No,
to
we don't say that.
Cruven,
We don't.
you don't
We don't.
say, you don't
No,
whisper
no,
that
no,
over.
no. We look at each other and we just kind of give ourselves that look. We're just
Because
like,
we both rode the perception, so and I had a 20 with
Okay.
my bonus.
If
so
you don't
we
want,
both
if
know
you don't
what's
want
up.
to know that, if you all just assume you kind of
we
know,
just look at each other.
Well,
we're
I
just
was
like,
kind of oblivious, just kind of like...
They're just walking.
I'm just
Yeah,
trusting
Craven
Katie.
and I have like the thing happening. So
I'm just like, what's
No.
going
Like, you thinking what I'm thinking? You thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah, you thinking what I'm
Wait,
thinking.
what?
all
Just
right. Anyways, so moving forward, you are now going down the river. You now have a chance to peek over the edge if you so choose. Because when the moment you hear the those shouts, those screams, they just go silent, and those people bolt.
oh, you know what? I
So-
want to ask them about any bandit trouble or like who
If you
would
had
have
any,
attacked
like,
our ship.
Any little trouble?
So you're
Any
asking
little
them.
people
Little
trouble?
trouble?
So, so you're asking that.
Yeah.
I mean, I
yes,
feel like we
would-
don't need to be like racist to these people. Like we don't
Yeah.
we don't need to worry about
Well,
it because they're already enslaved.
well, here's the
people.
thing.
No, we're
so,
talking about-
so you're asking them
Yes,
if
I
there's
would-
been any bandits. They said no, just a lot of racism.
Oh.
Like it's just there's a lot of racism
It's
going
like-
on here in this
It's
world.
It's at that point that we realize that we are now part of the problem.
Yeah, I suppose, because none of us are really like any crazy race. I mean, well, you are an orc, so you're like feeling.
She's a cow.
She-
Actually, I'm a
she's
half orc.
She's a misguided elf. I will help her.
Katie's working.
I'm working
Kel's
on
working on it. Kel's working on it.
All right, so moving down the river, you can clearly see coming into view is the king's castle, and this is just a towering just palace, and it's clearly wealthy. And you know the city on the sides that you see right next to the river, that looks nice too. Look, it's a city. It's a nice
So
city. It's a big
just-
city.
It's very pretty.
It's a nice place. So anywho, coming into sight, they say, there it is. There's the castle. All right. Because the thing is there's very little information that outsiders have about this city. 1, there's a river going through it. 2, they call it the Split. 3, it's called Aggeroth. And 4, the king is wealthy.
Ooh.
Okay, that is what you know. You know that this king is one of the kings that you just don't mess with.
Okay, so basically all we know is that if we do something wrong, we're gonna have hitmen after us.
Another
Dude,
thing
let's
is,
do something
right. We've
these
got it.
knights-
Come on, let's mess with him.
make a
No,
perception,
we're making allies.
make a perception check on the
This guy's
knights.
racist.
Okay.
See what
Come
you
on.
see about these knights. And just for the
Yeah.
record, these knights there's quite a bit of them.
Rolled an 11.
They're leaving the belongings
I'm
alone
not
because
doing
they're
that.
not sure what's yours. They're kind of looking at the dead bodies and looking at you like what kind of went on here because they just see dead bodies. They're assuming that you didn't kill those people, but
I rolled a 14 and it's a 16 with my. So it's a 16.
and just for the
I only
record,
have
I don't
like a
know if
7.
this is any makes any difference to you guys, but the person who was steering this ship the person who was steering the ship was
The captain?
yes, the human. They were a human. That's what I just want to point out. They were a human.
Were the
Poor
all
guy.
Are the
men
knights
guys?
humans?
The majority of them, they're a mixture of like knights or not knights.
Humans,
They're all
elves.
knights. Humans, elves, and half elves, basically.
Oh,
Other-
okay. So I
other-
don't have to worry about it.
Brother!
The tall people.
The tall people. Okay.
I'm the taller.
So
That's
I'm
just
6'8".
So at this point, you are now arriving at the king's castle. All right. One of the things is these guards are just kind of giving you like just the stink eye. They're like, what is this band of?
Even though she said, have you guys been having trouble? Because she kind of
So
insinuated
obviously
that.
you would assume that we're not causing the trouble if I'm asking
yeah,
you
we're
about
like-
Oh, you asked? You want to ask the knights that?
Oh, we did.
She already
remember?
did.
You
I
said,
asked
have you
the
guys been
knights.
having little trouble?
No, I asked the henchmen, not the knights.
Oh.
No. Those
Like
the
that people don't
knights
like-
were basically the henchmen.
Well,
This
yeah, so then I asked them.
this guy, while you're on the ship, this guy is just ordering them around like
Yeah,
they're
yeah, yeah.
dogs.
We were like,
Like he
"What's
does. This dude is clearly just so much more high class than them.
Yeah.
Pish posh.
Nice accent. All right,
Yeah, yeah. We asked about the halflings.
all right.
Like-
Oh, are you asking about
Like, do
halflings?
they do that normally?
What,
Was it-
halflings?
Yeah, was it something we said?
Nice.
Do they normally just
You
go
hear a couple of the like the elves in the human knights inside their helmets. You can kind of hear them scoff, like they're like
throw open their mouths a little bit?
just at the sound of you saying halfling.
Oh, it's one of these cities. I didn't say that out loud. I did say it out loud, but like under my breath. It's fine.
All right, so you are now at this place, and you are now docking because there's an actual dock. What do you know? Rowan doesn't need to crash into the sand. So
You gotta go. I feel like everyone's after me right now.
I feel
I haven't said anything.
Rowan, I feel a little attacked right now.
I feel a little attacked.
A little attacked. Okay, so you arrive and you are greeted. This is not a humbling experience for you guys. You guys are greeted and you were just treated just very well. You have people coming up to you, just offering you food. You have people like helping you down.
Do you have
off the
grass?
ship? Yes, they have lots of grass. Funny thing about
sweetie,
tributary is
no.
they actually are very rich in nutrients and whatnot for like plants. 6th grade science. Anyways, so this is it's like a not tributary. It's like it's a delta. It's like this build up, and it's like this little island in the center of the river. So the river goes and then it kind of cuts around this island and
Oh,
continues
that's really
on.
pretty. I take time to
very-
appreciate it.
It's very nice. Would you like to take time to appreciate it?
I would like to examine their plant life.
All right. Well, right now you're standing on cement, so you
sucks.
you tell me how that goes.
I take a second to appreciate the craftsmanship of the cement. Like, this is really well paid.
Wow,
Well, we're
was
on a
this made by
delta, so there
dwarves?
should be plants.
Yeah, like no potholes at all.
Wow, that's new.
It's not
Are
like
you?
the other
Do you not
worldly-
live in Michigan?
Yeah, like, whoa, these are some really nice cement, guys. Good job.
All
Thank you,
right.
appreciate
So
I look at the henchmen like, you guys probably made this, didn't you? Like, you guys
Yeah,
did
you
this.
guys did this.
You guys did this.
No, they look at you like they have helmets
That's
on, so you can't really see their
beneath them.
facial expression, but like you just kind of see one of their heads just kind of like jerk back. We're like, what are you talking
But when I
about?
said they're like a little flattered, though. Like, he thinks I made that. Oh,
No,
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 I
no.
didn't.
Yeah,
In their
sure,
class system,
sure, you
they
can
probably
think
are
that.
really
You can think that, but that
offended.
is not what this is not.
They
what,
are offended.
some of these people, they like, especially okay, the one
Like,
that
I'm
they're
talking to the lowest of the
they're
henchmen.
especially the one that just no matter what race they are right now, they're looking at you, Cor, and they're like,
But I
I'm
got
sorry,
the biggest
Corey.
smile on my face.
I go up to the leader guy and I ask for a tour of the treasury.
We're on the
He
way
looks at
to,
you. For what you are, which is a pirate, and says no. just as blunt as it can be. He looks at you and he says no.
He doesn't know I'm a
He doesn't
pirate.
laugh. He doesn't shake his head. He looks at you, dead in your eye, and says no. All right, so you are now greeted. You are being led into the castle. Inside the castle, there is just these beautiful sculptures, fountains, just like I said, just rows of food. Like there is no
Food.
shortage of food in this castle. Okay, guys.
I appreciate the food.
I like food. All right.
Now, what should I eat?
We're gonna take a step to the no, not grass.
So you are greeted, and from coming down through it, you have to put it quite bluntly, the king walks up. He's like, "Welcome." This guy, he has a smile on his face. He's like, "Hey."
I return
immediately
the
do not
exact
trust this.
same, and I go in for a hug.
No.
Like a bro hug.
Oh
Wait,
my god,
seriously?
no!
I
You're
also
gonna be
go on a
taken
hug.
down. We're
This
gonna be
might be
thrown
a
out.
bad idea.
All right.
But I read the room. Like, I start, and I see how
Make
the
a
guards
perception.
act.
Okay, make a perception check.
Oh my goodness.
What'd you get?
I
said
got
below?
a 13.
Okay,
that's
so what you notice is that the moment you take a step with that like doofus grin on your face right now, like
For a hug?
the drool kind of like like you're going in for the hug.
That's a little
You're taking a
mean.
step in. You're taking a step
I
in
was
there.
treating him like a
One of the
brother.
guards just immediately reaches for a sword, and like it's you just stop in your tracks. You're like, yeah, it's not a good idea.
There's another.
This is
Yeah.
royalty. One thing you're doing is
And I lift my hands up like, whoa, never mind.
one of the noble guys, one of the nobleman, he is basically like, you guys need to kneel. Like, this is the king. He's like, well, but he doesn't say that exactly. He says kind of like, mind your manners.
I pay my respects and kneel
I'm
in
not
the most
kneeling.
graceful way I can
I'm not
that
kneeling.
I've learned in my travels.
I smile. And
I follow Katie's lead.
I kind of look around. I see the two of them kneel. I'm like, oh.
This is one of those times.
Oh, I'll do a
And then
dip.
I look at the
I'll do a
king.
dip.
All right,
I
that's
look
cool.
I look at the king. I get on my knee. I'm like, huh? Right?
We
Right?
have a showman
Right, guys?
among us.
Clearly.
This is what you want, right?
He clearly nonchalantly just like hand out to the side, just kind of motions you up. Like he's like really chill about it. Just come on. And he says, so
He must not be that chill. He's
I'm-
like going for my hug.
he said, well, I'm afraid we don't know each other. Well, there's
I
still
say that's a
boundaries.
shame.
What he wants to just kind of like get out there is he's like, well, I'm King Turgak. What are your names?
Well, I'm Cruven, Spine Crusher, Crusher of Spines, and you may have heard of my wonderful pub known as the Crush Spine. Many people have heard of it. It's really lovely. It's got nice stone
Are you really
tables.
going to take this opportunity to
What do
sell
you-
your brand?
Is this a branding
Oh, I'm sure
opportunity
he's
for
heard
you?
of it. I'm sure he's heard of it. Many people have. It's pretty exclusive.
So when he hears this like altercation between the two of you, he's like, nope, never been.
Well, you should go. You've heard of it now.
Cool, where is it?
You will have to find that out on your own. Hopefully, you know what? Let's talk. I could probably see if we could end up having one here in your beautiful city.
He's like, oh hey, you,
I'm
the
looking for
Dragonborn.
franchising
He kind of like just ignores that. He's
No,
like,
I'm still
"Ah,
talking.
hey,
I'm still
you."
talking. Like he's got stained glass windows.
Yeah, and he now at this point he's looking at Rowan. He's like, hey you. So what's your name?
I'm Steve the Pirate, and I love your money. Not your money. I love you people. That's how I do it around here.
All right. For those who don't know, he is very greedy. He likes money. All right.
I'm a pirate. It's the ways of a pirate.
Arg. All right. So
Nice.
that was nice and loud. So Katie, or should I say, Kelwin?
Yes, I am Kelwin. I am, of course, a half elf, if that isn't apparent. Oh no, I'm full elf. I'm sorry, I'm really nervous. I've never met a king before. However, I'm flustered. Anyway, I am Kelwin, but you can call me Kels. I am the brains of the group.
I like how she motions like the two brutish people that are left, not the cow girl, but like the brutish people that are left.
The
she's
cow
like,
knows she's
like,
not the
Does the
smartest.
king look over at us, and I've just got the big smile, like
I love them dearly, but they're not quite quick.
He said, "Oh, that's adorable." Now he looks at the cow person. Hey, you, the elf.
You, the one with the moves.
The one that
You with the
eats grass.
spots on your hood.
Well, hello. I am Olaplina. But my real name is.
Nice little cow moo.
I'm writing a book because I was raised by cows, assassin cows that live
He
in
cuts
the
you off
tree
and he
forest.
says, "Fantastic!" So
We're doomed.
he's like, "So you were the adventurers that I heard. How
I-
much experience do you guys really have?"
It's like I'm listening to
He
him.
says, "Yeah, I
I've never
didn't think
seen
so."
somebody as much like me and enthusiasm before, and I'm delighted.
When he asks you how much experience you guys have, and the
I've
moment
sailed the 17
before you guys
now,
to try to
buddy.
talk, he is like,
We say level 1.
he basically said, yeah, basically level 1. So the answer would be that you guys don't have any experience. And before he cut you off, he's like, good, because he didn't really
He didn't
Expect
care.
need an answer.
Yeah.
He knew. You can look at you guys. You're not.
We're ragtag.
You're
We don't have
ragtag.
much.
Right now, you guys are ragtag. All right. Just
Yeah.
got shot at with arrows on a boat. Anyways.
Yeah.
So, for those of you tuning in, this is 89.1, The Exile Radio. We are currently doing Dungeons & Dragons live on our show, DJs and Dragons. This is the first time we've ever done this, so if you have any feedback, email us at DJs, the letter N, dragons at gmail.com. If any of you like to draw, if you think of something funny that we say, maybe draw something and send it to us. Again, that's DJs, the letter N, Dragons, @gmail.com. That way we can, better this. And if you have any suggestions or any cool story ideas, I might be able to implement those, just depending on how good they are. So don't forget to email us, all right? So, you guys are currently in the King's Castle, and he's now leading you up to his throne room, all right, which is up this beautiful flight of stairs with... just this beautiful red carpet. You have chandeliers hanging from the ceiling. This is a beautiful place, and it's clearly massive, right?
Well, that went from 0 to 100.
Notice that one thing I want you to notice is that the only living space on this little island, this little tiny island, is the castle. There's not like a neighborhood for the guards out back, all right?
And there's no little shop area. Is there a shop a common area where we would
Anything
go to
you
buy
need
things?
is in this castle right now.
So it's all in the castle.
This castle is huge. This is, like I said, this is not a king that you want to get on his bad side because he does have power. Personality, who knows? But let's just say, in terms of power, it's there. Okay, you can tell the moment you pulled up to his castle in your sweet ride.
So I walk up to him. I'm walking with him.
Yeah, because you're walking up to the throne room right now.
I walk up. I'm like, how much we getting paid for this?
He said...
What are the rates?
He said, well, we're about to get to that. So once you get up to the throne room, he goes and takes a seat, and obviously, and then quickly, just some of the henchmen, not the knights, but the henchmen, they come running with chairs. They set 4 chairs down in front of the king's...
And these henchmen are the orcs?
No.
No?
Those are clearly slaves.
Well...
They
wish they were henchmen.
So while you were here... so the king sits down in his throne. He's like, much better, right? He is not old. He's not old. He's,
Well, he doesn't need to worry about age or, looking like he is old because everybody does everything for him.
Yeah. So, one of the things in his throne room, so you see sculptures, and then a glass case next to his chair. You see this kind of, it's inside of this glass case, this beautiful crystal clear glass case on this, pedestal podium. You see there is, it's the shape of a spine, and it's gold. It's it looks like it's it's gold. So next to his seat, and he
has heard of the crushed spine.
Are you looking at it?
Oh yeah.
All right. He says, "Oh, you notice that?" He quite bluntly says, "Well, that's my dad." So he said, "Yeah, we."
I'm like, what a lovely way to remember him.
When he died, they removed his spine and coated it in gold.
Oh,
because we have money.
Is that a tradition, or is it just something that...
Dad was a weird guy.
Okay.
All right.
I feel like your dad
was a weird guy. He was a smart guy.
So now there is just the spine. It's on a rack, so it's being stood
I'm
up.
not saying this, but I'm just imagining it in my pub, displayed.
Oh, and I'm imagining stealing it from your pub.
What, your own spine?
See, you listen. Here's the thing: you make money from have ownership in stocks. Any money my pub makes, you make a small percentage of it.
But I'm still gonna steal it because I want.
Steal your own money? That doesn't make any sense.
I want it all.
All right.
I want all of it.
All right, guys. So, progressing the story further, one of the things that you also notice is that there is tapestries just hanging up from above in the. Sorry, we're just checking the cameras. Hanging up from above, there are just tapestries with just symbols upon symbols. They're clearly timeless. These are old, but they look like they just got made. That's how new and fresh these things look. They're taken care of, but you can tell by the way the symbols are that it's old. And you have symbols of really every dialect, every character. So there's a symbol in Dwarvish, there's a symbol in everything. Oddly, there's not a symbol in Orc, but I mean, judging on the treatment of the Orcs right now, you can clearly tell that that would not be the case. So you are all sitting in your chairs, correct? They got for you?
Yes, I'm sitting in my chair.
I was up. I just sat down now.
Yeah, I'm saying in your chair in the story.
It's the same way.
Okay. So, you all decide to take your seat, and and he says, "Well, we're gonna discuss payment now." He says, "So if you do what I need you to do," he said, "once daily, if you bring something to the collections office you can find on either side of the split, which is the river. You can bring it to the collections office. He clearly marks it down on the map, so you do know where this is because the henchmen drew you each a map. Remember,
The wonderful map.
The wonderful small scribble.
Yes. So what happened is so you have these maps and you mark on both sides where the collections office would be. He says basically just come and let us know what you've done, and if we think you've made progress, you'll get your pay for the day. All right.
All right.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Let's do this.
Does the pay differ?
The pay he is willing to pay you each individually, like anywhere depending on the work. So for a nice, like incredible job, he'll pay you 100 gold a day. For like average 50, and for like a poor job like 25.
Well, that's not too bad.
That's not bad.
That's no.
That's not bad. Trust
Can we
me.
negotiate those numbers?
No.
No.
He said they were predetermined when you saw the job listing, over in the other towns. So, sorry, a little distracted right there. So, the thing is this, like I said, this room is just flawless. It's perfect and stuff. But the king himself, he's very clean, but he is not holding himself like a king. He's just pretty nonchalant, like, hey, and he's clearly just he's all about making good impressions.
He's
This
a
guy.
millennial.
So he said, so you all know what jobs you need to do and all that? You're good?
Well, I would like a filling in on what
more
exactly you
description.
would
Yeah,
like
what are we
us
doing?
to
like,
do.
like we know, like I know, but just like a refresher for these guys, because I could explain it to them, but I think it means more coming from the guy who wrote it.
Explain it.
Well, no. You
He
should
just
explain it
looks
to
at
us.
you and is like, yeah, okay. So basically what I need you to do is there's this, okay, so you all have heard that 1 month ago ships stopped coming into Aggeroth.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
They
I
stopped
heard about
stopping through.
Oh my God.
That
was
makes sense
that was the-
because people get attacked
Travis.
on those.
out of the
rivers.
game,
Good
real quick.
point.
You guys do realize that was part of the introduction. So the thing is this. So he says basically 1 month ago it just stopped happening, and that's just because just fighting broke out. There's just racism between either side of the split. One side wants one thing, the other side doesn't want that, and it's just chaos. And it just started out of nowhere 1 month ago.
Oh, so you're like minding your own business,
What?
and it just started.
So no one knows which side
Nope.
attacked first.
No, it just started because here's the thing is, beforehand he said the races were spread out even through all throughout Aggeroth. He said, but a month ago, certain races just started taking to different sides of the split. They're going like crazy. He said the dominant on either side, on the right side of the split when you're going down the river, he said dominantly there are halflings and dwarves, and on the other side there are dominantly humans and elves. Normally they lived just fine together. They were all friends, and then a month ago, it doesn't matter if you're talking about like macro, like a large scale or just like in terms of like if there was like they were coexisting in the same household, everybody just split apart on either side of the split.
Were orcs always enslaved?
Huh?
Were orcs always enslaved at the time?
He just kind of laughs at the idea. He's like, I don't know where you're from, but orcs around here. He looks at you and he says, but you're like half normal.
Yeah.
So
Inside, I'm like, you jerk. But outside, I'm like, yeah.
I give a look to Craven.
all right. So
I just get silent.
he definitely does want you guys. He's clearly eager. He said, you're the first adventurers to come in and take me up on my offer.
Well,
He said either you are brave or you're just dumb enough to do it.
A little bit both.
yeah, you gotta make
I
sure.
agree.
We need a
Well,
little
maybe
bit of
not
crazy.
on my
Is there
end.
is there a difference? All right.
On my end.
So he said, so hopefully you guys can take me up on that offer. He said, now one thing that I will say is that on the side, on the left side of the split, there is we do have like a living space for you. You guys, you all do. You basically they have a household like set up for you guys. They will take you to it. He said, it's all there. Everything you need to kind of get by is at that house. That can kind of be your base of operations. He said you can live there, and you're in a nice district. No one's. If anybody gives you any problems, just report it to the collections office, and they'll get back to me. If anything really urgent happens, you can come speak to me. But just know I'm a very busy man.
Okay.
Understand.
Okay.
So he said. So basically, I need you guys to investigate this and figure out just what is going on in this place. Because he said it used to be a place of peace, and now it's just absolute chaos. I mean, you couldn't even get your ship. The right side of your ship right now looks like a porcupine. That's how many arrows got shot at it.
So we
That's
know
actually
it's
a nice
dwarves
aesthetic.
and everything
Like, I
else.
Can we
keep that
take
in
that?
mind
Can we
for, like,
take
the
the
other side.
arrows? Can we take these arrows?
It's unfortunate none of us are dwarves. That would
I speak Dwarvish.
That's
that will
wonderful.
help.
I asked the king, like, obviously they're all fighting, but who would we probably get along with the most? Is there, like, one side that hates you a little bit less than all the other
Well,
sides?
He
On the
said,
side we're on.
well, I mean, considering half of you are elves, I'd go to the side that has mostly elves.
I'm like, that's a genius idea.
What if
Why
we
didn't I
split
do
up?
that? No. You are new to D&D, sir. You do not
You never
split
split the party up. No.
So yeah, no, that's a fantastic idea. Do we get like paid a certain amount up front, and then we get the rest when we come back?
Well, do we have any money to spend on
Yeah,
things we need?
equipment.
He said, well, I mean, for terms
give
of
us our
like
budget?
survival necessity, that is all covered for you. He said, however, to start you all out, I'll pay you 100 gold pieces individually, so all of you can add that to your character sheets right at the
Is
moment.
that under equipment?
Yes, it'd be the one that's labeled GP.
Where is that?
It's right here.
Ah, got it. Wait, so
for
that's
those of you who don't
100,
know,
so it's 110.
110.
some
I would have
of the
150.
players here, they are not. This is their first time playing, so we have kind of have it set up where the experienced people will kind of like lean over and help them out if they need it. So if you hear at any point like papers shuffling or someone like, "Hey, let me see it," like obviously that's something that's being done in real life, not over dialogue.
We should take a quick break to check the camera equipment. And
Yes.
We'll be right back.
So let's
We
cut
will
some
be taking
music.
a quick break. We are going to cut some music. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back with more D&D.
Yeah, like one or two songs. We'll be right back.
Real quick, just before we cut it out, once again, this is 89.1 The Exile Radio. You are listening to DJs and Dragons, and we are going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons from now until 7 p.m. So stay tuned, and next week, same time, same place. You are, as a matter of fact, listening to 89.1 The Exile Radio. I am your host, Raymond, here with...
I am Corey. Check my levels. I sound a little loud. Am I loud?
Yes, you were.
Okay. My name is Corey. I am playing Cruven, Spine Crusher, Crusher of Spines. He is a half-orc paladin. But he acts more like a barbarian. Very charismatic.
If that didn't make any sense to you, if you just tuned in, we are playing Dungeons & Dragons live on the air on a show called DJs Dragons here at 88.1 The Exile Radio. All right. So, Rowan?
I am Steve Irwin, the
Dragonborn fighter.
Dragonborn Pirate.
Fighter. You're a pirate, but you're
That's my
a fighter.
backstory.
You're a class
I'm a
fighter.
Yeah.
You?
All right, so
Oh, okay.
I am Cece on air with you from Cece and the Misfits, Mondays 5 to 7, and
Oh my god. Plugs.
Rundown
Just
Show.
plugs. Everywhere.
Everywhere. Anyways, so my character is Olaplina, also known as Mrrr. She is a rogue elf, who was raised by cows. If you're just
All right.
if you're new to this.
Katie?
I am Katie. I'm also a DJ here at 89.1. However, I'm going to be more prominent, I think, in this. I play Kelwin, the wood elf. I keep wanting to say half elf, but I'm not. I'm full-on wood elf. I'm a druid, and I like to solve mysteries.
What a bunch of nerds. Anyways,
Hey,
so,
you made this. Calling us the nerds.
am I the king nerd? Can I have that title? No.
You can. I'll buy
All
you
right.
a crown and everything.
Do I get Turgay's crown? Okay, so for those of you who have not been listening at this point, we will say you're fine. Do whatever you want. She wants to finish what she's doing, and then she'll be right back. All right. For those of you who
Definitely not eating a slice of pizza.
Go ahead.
she bolted. All right. So she's
Just do a recap as to where we are. We are
Yes,
talking
we are-
to the king.
right now. So
We're actually leading to our new home.
It's
Yeah,
probably.
we were going
I'd
to,
actually. I'm gonna try something different. I'm actually gonna ask you guys to explain what's happening because I might not see it in the same point of view that
Sure.
you see it.
So we showed up to town. A bunch of little people attacked us.
We aren't really sure what the little people were. We're assuming
No.
halflings.
Yeah, and then we got taken to a king who was saying that he's got a job. We're
Honestly,
going to go and figure out why
kinda
all the
a jerk.
races are racist.
Right.
So we got to solve racism.
We gotta
get
find
paid
out
to do it.
why.
We gotta pull an Abe Lincoln.
Yeah, we will solve racism, and that is where we are here. That's what the tribe of the Chaotic Waterbird is up to this week.
And we're actually just left off. The king is about to lead us to our new home.
I don't think the king is going to personally because he's always so busy.
But like,
busy.
yeah, he did say
I
he
feel
was
like
very
I'm really
busy, man.
loud. Am I really loud?
I'm really feeling the quotation marks. I'm busy.
We're good.
Okay.
But
No, well,
yeah. So
maybe
now
not.
one of his people are gonna be like, "This is your new home."
That's
Yeah.
where we're staying. It's
Or
not
our
Yes.
base. of
Well, we can
operations.
pretend like it's our home.
We're
I know
playing-
you don't.
okay.
You aren't familiar with a house, but
Okay,
you're going to.
Yeah, basically they were attacked.
I'm sorry.
They were attacked. They fixed it. Then they were saved. Then they were taken to a castle, and now they're being led from the castle to somewhere else.
Yes.
That is the recap, put simply. Okay. Okay. So, you are still actually currently in the throne room being talked to. So he is just finishing up what he's saying. You know, he kind of like thanks all of you all for coming. You all had his henchmen come running out of just like the shadows in the corner and just give you the gold.
I throw him one of my specialty mugs I carry with me that has a spine for a
you just
handle.
Did you
have-
sign it?
Yeah, I signed it, and it's got the tribe of the Waterbird logo on it with spine crusher or crush spine pub.
But do we at this
Alright,
point?
and,
like that's for you.
You can remove that out of your.
That's for you.
You can remove that out of your equipment
Inventory.
I've got a lot of them.
too. Okay, well, how much is a lot?
We'll say for the sake of this 10.
Okay, well, now you have 9.
Okay.
All right. You don't
got
just
like a
have
bag full.
you don't just have an infinite amount. You're gonna run out of spines eventually.
have
He
to
sort
get
of
some more.
catches it and then like looks at it, touches it, and then like throws it on the ground like he's grossed out.
Wow.
Again, we send
I
you our
pick it
best
up. I
wishes.
pick
Thank
it
you
up.
so much.
I
Katie's dipping.
see the sadness in my friend's eyes, and I pick it up and I cherish it.
I hug you so hard.
I hug you
That's like-
so hard,
Let's go.
I whisper in his
Friend.
ear. It's okay, man.
friend.
Friend.
Yeah, like I said, at this point you were all friends, but you're not like best friends.
Well, now we are.
That's something you need to. That's something you need to get yourselves.
Yeah, I think I'm just here for convenience.
Steven and I are already there.
No, you're helping
As,
me with
as
my
the
book.
D,
and
listen,
becoming
as
a
the
That is very
DM,
true.
I don't own friendship. I own you, but I don't own your friendship. All right, that's up to you guys.
Me and
Okay.
Katie are doing very well. She's trying to teach me that I shouldn't eat grass all the time.
The dr-
Step one
listen,
in every good
I'm a
friendship.
druid. I know nature. Don't eat it. Okay, so he says if that's it, you can either have a tour around the castle and check it out yourselves, or you can go see your new home.
I
Where's
feel
the
like
treasury?
no. I feel like we should go
Nanya.
see our new house.
You said I can tour the castle.
I say, listen. My friend here, he is a treasury inspector. He's like art connoisseur. He just enjoys.
He just cuts
the
you
beauty
off
of
and he just kind of like fans you away, like shoo shoo.
We'll find it.
I,
I'll find it.
Yeah, we're fine. We'll talk. Later.
We'll talk.
We'll
about
inspect
this.
it later.
We'll have a talk.
I go to ask the king.
Make sure it's up to code.
Anyways,
I go to ask the king, and I apologize on behalf of my friends. And I ask him, "Do you have a library here that I might have access to?
You can roll the pubs
he
so
says,
you can open with
yes,
that
we do.
cash.
Can I just go there now?"
he asks why.
I love books.
Yes,
She says in the most innocent Hermione voice.
yes.
Love books. I love to
He
read.
shouts to the man who previously you encountered on the ship, the nobleman. He shouts at him and he says, "Lead this young woman to." Well, he's not much older than you, but he says young woman because he's cocky.
I am like 100 and something, but it's okay.
Well, you don't look that. You're.
I
yeah.
am an elf. That is, yeah, that's fine.
So he basically
Caught me at
says,
the door.
lead this young lady down over to the library.
They have a gambling room.
What kind of run-of-the-mill castle do you think this is? And the king like shuts him up. He's like, stop, that's enough, because he doesn't want to offend you. But just know that what you said was just, it was just,
All right, do you know where somewhere I
Take
can gamble
You-
in the city?
Where can we go and drink?
huh?
Oh, the
Is there a
tavern.
place where we
Follow
could drink?
Katie.
He said there are
Okay.
taverns
So we're
on
listening to
almost
the
every
Volk
street
Elf?
corner here in this city.
Fantastic. Let's go to
Alcohol,
like,
great.
the nearest one nearby so the party isn't split too much. Well, you guys read. We're gonna talk to the people.
Sounds like a
But
plan.
while I
But we're,
read,
like, the
I'm
closest
going
one.
to look at.
So like how are you going about this? Well, right now you're on an island and you're in the middle. So you're going on the left side where you guys have your home, correct?
yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what? I thought we were in the castle still.
Yeah, you are.
Oh.
We're,
But, like,
right now,
the
you guys
castle's
are
in the
discussing where you want to go.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're still in the castle.
Is the
Okay.
castle
We're like
in the library?
No, the library's in the castle.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're staying in the castle.
For now.
So we should
Well,
find somewhere else. to
wait,
go.
wait. We should talk about this. Where are we going to meet you guys?
Just send your owl.
That's true. I
And
can
plus,
just
I'm
send my
at I'm at like the one that's like across the street from the castle, like within eyesight.
You're
that-
on an island. You see.
You know,
Wait,
I'm
he's
not.
going
If it's
to
not
the pub
nearby, I'm
across
not
the
gonna go.
castle.
You know
no,
what, you guys-
it is. But like first, like the thing is right now you are on an island. There is nothing on this island but this castle. So there's no pubs. You need to first get into the town. Right now you're on.
Oh.
Right now, like there's.
That's
there's
okay. We'll just drink here. I brought
Oh,
stuff.
you know what? I'm
We'll
going to
get
send
that.
my owl with you guys.
No, that's okay. I brought
So
stuff. We'll drink in the
basically,
library.
there is a right side, there's a right side and a left side, and then in the center of the river, like the dead center of the place, there's Turgak's castle,
Yeah. Okay,
King Turgak.
Well, we'll drink in the
I
library
got
while they
some nice
read,
rum.
and then we'll all go to the park together, and then
And
you guys
scope out
can
the
read
town.
while we drink.
Okay, yeah, I'm
Let's drink
going to
what
check
you
out
read.
books on the history
So-
of the city.
So wait, let me get this straight, Corey. Where are you going?
To the library.
We're going to the library.
All
and
of
after
you.
The library,
Yes,
Yes.
all of us are going to the library.
All right,
I think it's a little early to be splitting the party.
all right, and you're going with
I was the one that was going.
She was
Yes.
the one that had
Yes,
the
I
idea.
know, I'm saying,
But
but
when I reach the library, I want to check out books on the history of the city so that I can kind of get to know what's going on.
All right, this nobleman, clearly a man of books as well, goes and he points to you and he says, the shelf over there. He points to the back left corner and he says, over there, second shelf, is where we're gonna find all the good stuff.
I thank him, and I immediately just book it.
All right. Oh my gosh, I just got that.
I
Oh.
had to. I'm sorry.
I fill your mug with some nice rum.
Yeah, and we drink them all. We look at books and we
Guys,
like kind of
guys,
make fun of.
Where do
Katie's
you
character.
get this alcohol that you're putting
I got
into
a wa-
this?
I
I have
He has
water
the
skins. I'm
emergency
a
supply.
pirate. I always have.
All right, if you guys want to
The
just
flask.
No, like we're looking at books and we're like, hey, look at me on that elf over there. Oh, look at me, I'm reading books.
look at me, I'm Katie reading books. What a nerd. Okay.
Let's go back.
Kelwin,
Yeah, I mean-
excuse me.
So I'll just check out some books and take it with me if I can. How many books can I take? Does it matter?
He says, "Well, we're not a grade school. As many as you like."
Yes. So I take as many books on the history of the city, the races. So of course the dwarves on the one side,
Orcs.
orcs.
No.
Well, the orcs are no. The
The way it is right now is basically on the left side is dominantly. This is not all there is, but
The humans and
dominantly humans and elves, and on the right side, dwarves and halflings. Which halflings are like hobbits, for those of you who don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't really need to read up on the races. I just want to read up on the city's history
Okay.
with them.
Sounds good.
Okay.
He kind of like goes. He's like, if that's what you're looking for, and he kind of like shows you a couple of books that are like about 4 books that like look, they look old, but they're clearly, they're clearly full of information.
Untouched.
What do I learn from, what would I learn from scanning through those books?
He says, just what you're looking for.
No.
History
I
of
think
the
she's
town.
asking like she's reading them right now. What did she learn?
Yeah,
now?
what am I
Well, I thought you were
learning?
taking with them. I thought you were taking them with you.
I'm taking.
Are you taking them with you?
I'm
or are you
taking them, but I am reading. I'm
You're-
like I have them. I
you're
have 2
walking
books
and
in my
reading?
bag, and I'm reading
One of them.
one of
Well, right now this is something that you sort of need to sit down and do, because right now there is just like you're literally holding a stack of books about half as tall as your character. Like you are not holding.
How tall is your character?
them. I am 5'9".
I'm 6'8".
Yeah, so you're carrying the stack of
Wow,
books.
you are
You don't
really
really
tall.
have the free hand to read right
I didn't know an
now.
elf could be that
Well,
tall.
you know what? I
And
can
Son
carry
is-
the books for you.
Sun is sort of going
yeah,
down.
I would appreciate.
Yeah, why not? I'll carry the books for you.
So as you're walking out, the king walks up to the doorway as you're trying to leave. Kind of, he walks up, and some of the knights are behind him, and amongst them, another one of these noblemen, not the one that you encountered before, but another one comes out, and he says, what he yells is he's like, just what do you think you're doing? What would you like to respond with?
Reading.
Half drunk. So half
Gaining
drunk, you
knowledge.
look at him and you go, reading, reading.
Yes.
I quickly go to apologize to him, and I
Again.
point at all of the books.
He said,
that-
no, not the books. I'm talking about the slaves you had on that ship.
What?
What?
Whoa.
Okay, I put my hands up and
He
I
said-
say I have no idea what kind of ship they were running, but
The ship you came on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
half drunk. Steve Irwin here goes.
I was like,
I don't
look.
know what you're talking about.
I go to
I said,
What-
we could probably talk to those slaves and clear it up right now, because I ain't ever seen them. I don't think they've ever seen me. Like, can they put us in a lineup and be
The
like,
king
those
looks
who
at-
are or not the guys?
The king looks at you and he says, "What kind of sick joke is that?" The reason he does that is because, let me go to the correct website.
what
Oh, boy.
race are these slaves that you accuse us of having?
These slaves said they're all human.
Okay, well,
We were passengers on.
What do you
this
think?
ship?
They're some sort of orc or something? No, they're human.
oh, I'm
This
I'm
would've
sorry.
never
This
happened
is
if
the
you didn't
only
say that was
slaves
your
that
ship.
I've seen.
It's all up to them.
You guys can further discuss what you were going to do from here while I kind of do some
Okay,
preparation.
You're drunk, so I don't know how well your persuasion's going to be.
It's still pretty good. It's
My
pretty, it
persuasion
might be
is
like
No,
always-
slightly
no,
better
no. His
since I'm
persuasion
Oh,
might not
that's
be
true.
great, but his performance stat is great.
No. Like I've got that social lubricant.
Oh, that's
So that
true. That
persuasion might
is
be-
true.
I
Because
think
you're
I
not,
should
you're
get
not
a plus
hammered,
one.
but
That's
you
a way
are,
to
like,
describe it.
I might get
Yeah.
like an advantage to this.
You could. I could see
think-
that.
DM, do I get advantages for having good social lubricant?
Would my wisdom
no,
help
but your
in this
deception is
situation?
low because you just drank some liquid confidence. All right, let me tell you, that ale was not. That was some strong stuff.
What would insight do in this situation?
I mean,
like,
can,
would I use
can I just say,
to
we
see like
were-
what response they would be looking for? Like, could I use my insight based off of knowledge from what I just read?
All right, to resume, the campaign we are running currently. This, for those of you who can see it, which is only 4 of you, which are the players and me, so 5. Is the reason we wanted to know why you tell such a sick joke is because these slaves have their mouths sewn shut.
Oh god!
Oh.
You jerk.
Okay, I'm just.
Cruven,
I'm gonna try and sell-
you already are the half orc of the group.
Yeah.
And
Do
now
you
he's-
really
I'm just gonna use persuasion and
some
say
stereotypes right here?
we were guests on that ship. We never looked below the deck. So
He said, "Then whose ship was it?"
Hey, I'm gonna roll
The
persuasion.
captain was killed in the attack.
Let me guess. Captain, you mean so this Dragonborn right here who was steering your ship?
No, the guy who was wearing the captain hat on the ship. The one who has like the deed to the ship,
He-
probably in his pocket.
Yeah, he was.
Check his
I mean,
license and registration.
Listen here, Mirandize him, okay, guys? Let's not. He has
Hold
rights.
the records. See who the ship was made out
Let's
to.
take this to court. He said, "Do you have any way to prove it?" Because at this point, he is just livid. His face is like angry red.
For this went really bad, really fast.
You're the ones who have slaves on your ship.
I would
Oh,
never do that.
we-
So
Oh,
he said,
we were
he said,
back.
"Fine. Which of you two?" And he looks at the Dragonborn and the Half Orc, and he says, "Which one of you owns this ship?" For those of you who don't know, immediately at
pulled
the same
the
time, the
Han
two of
Solo.
them just pointed at each other.
Listen, we go up. We tell them to go up to the slaves with one of us and say, "Do we know these people?" Because they can still.
Yeah, they
shake
can still shake their
right?
head.
The slaves aren't by you right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll say we'll go up
So
to the slaves.
I listen. I look at
Right
him
now,
and
he
say,
basically
That's a good
he
idea.
describes this to you.
I wouldn't want to go see that. I'm
tattered,
sorry.
tattered,
Here's what I say. I
tattered
say,
clothes,
well, the captain.
wrapped hands, wrapped feet, just.
I say, well, the captain died, which, since I'm the leader of this group, obviously, it makes me the new captain. And as my
Excuse me?
first act as the new captain of this ship, it will be my honor and pleasure to let all of these slaves free. As my first act of the new captain of the ship, as of recently, since the old captain who had the slaves died. So my new order as new captain is I'm going to let these slaves free because I am such a much better captain than that last guy who was a jerk.
I
What
know.
was your
Way to
relation?
speak ill
What
of
was
the
your
dead.
relationship with this other captain?
He just died. Like he just stopped.
What's your relationship with him? Well, he's just a
I
dead
paid
guy.
him some money. I paid him some money to let us be on the ship. He said, "Okay, don't go downstairs." Like he told, I'm pretty sure he told that to all.
He
of
told
us.
all of
Very-
us.
I remember.
Yeah,
he
there was like a
very-
lock, and he's like,
I
"Don't
thought
go
that was
down
weird.
there."
I thought something was going on.
I'm not a nosy guy. I'm not. I try to see the best in people. I assume that he's just into some weird.
Kinkery.
I'm not.
The captain has
All
his...
right.
But
Interesting.
So, all right, make a persuasion check.
Oh dear God.
Please.
Edge of persuasion.
Oh no, it's not great. It's
For
not
those,
great.
before we get this, for those of you who are tuning in, this is
not
89.1,
great.
The Exile Radio. We are playing
Why?
Dungeons & Dragons live on
Why?
DJs and Dragons,
Let's
the
do
show
it.
that we are running. Currently,
have to
they
lie
are
to
being interrogated by the king for they had slaves on their ship that they didn't know about.
Okay, that's an 8 on persuasion.
8 on persuasion. He kind of backs off a little bit.
But I mean, my story
But
was
he
really
needs-
good. Can I get an
That
advantage?
was really good. I
but
have to admit.
he can tell that your story is really good. He can kind of backs off you a little bit, but he needs a little bit more proof, like something a bit more substantial.
Take us
did we
back to
sign
the
a
ship.
contract with
Because
the captain?
well, one of the things is he looks.
Because I would have definitely, being a business owner myself, I would have definitely signed
an agreement.
an NDA form or something
well,
like that.
well, one of the
With
things.
the pen.
Well, one of the things that is going on right now is basically you've got this ragtag group of people talking to this king, and he's interrogating you as to why you had these slaves on your ship. He needs, being a king, he's not as much a man of words as he is a man of, like, what do you have to show for it?
Yeah,
So
my contract.
you
that
don't
I
have a
had
contract.
signed. What? I
It
totally
would be
would've
with
done
the captain who is now deceased.
don't
If
have that.
we go back to the ship, we can.
But
find
they
the-
didn't they impound the ship or something?
No, it's
Impound,
just
quote, unquote.
parked. It's still your ship.
So
Quote,
where's our?
unquote.
Should we go visit our ship? The ship?
He said, "Do you have anybody to vouch for you?"
that. Well, I got one.
We have the crew. The crew.
Yeah, there were crew
The
members.
hiding crew.
The one that
Yeah.
shouted at us. That's a really
We have
bad
this-
idea.
Do you mean the people who are so terrified that they won't even talk?
Yeah, we'll make them talk.
Could I go and talk to them?
He
we sent
his head
Katie to go talk
jerks
to them.
over
Was my
you, and he's like,
charisma
"What did
so
you say?"
decent?
I said we'll bring the truth out of them. Like we'll make them feel comfortable and less afraid.
Katie, Kelwin should do
I
this.
am a paladin.
No, Kelwin should do
Well,
this.
that's true. I do have healing abilities though too.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
so
But
do
so
I.
do you.
Well, you totally take care of these guys, make them feel nice.
I
and safe.
vouched to go with you.
And you
because
can
I'm
bring
more-
one of your guards to make sure no hijinkery
I'm a
is
nice
going on.
guy.
He said one. He's like, "We're all going with you."
Okay,
Okay,
I'm like, that's a
fantastic.
fantastic idea.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said it because I would have said it if you didn't.
And that would have been awkward.
Let me just
That-
start by saying I think we got off on the wrong foot.
I think we got off on the wrong claw here, guys.
All right, so we all go down. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you all go down to the ship, and he leads you to the crew members, and he says, "All right, get what you can out of them." And like some of the knights, they kind of just like the guard type people, they kind of like nudge you toward them.
Yeah, I say,
Oh, rough.
friends, remember when we saved you from all those crazy halflings? And I just look at him, I'm like, that was nuts.
All of them ignore you except for one man. One man jumps up, sees Cruven.
I'm like, it's
half
so
orc,
good to see you
and
guys.
his eyes just light up, and he runs and he just jumps at you like in like a
Forget his
big
name,
bear
but
hug.
I'm like, oh, you.
The guy that
He's my
yelled out,
favorite.
"This is a really
He knew how
bad
to do
idea."
No, I was like, oh, it's so good to see you, man.
Just for the record, his name is Thadrum.
No, I'm not gonna remember.
nah, I don't care. Another thing about Corey's character is he's very bad with names. Like,
Yeah.
not in real life, like,
Yeah.
but like his character just is bad with names.
Yeah.
Those of you want to know,
Which helps
this,
out because I'm
this
also bad
crew
in real
member's
life.
name is Thadrum. All right,
Thadrum.
Thadrum, you look
Thodrum. Okay, so he just lights up and he's like, "I'm so happy to see you."
Oh, I'm so happy to see
He's
you
like, "I
too.
thought they were gonna kill you."
Yeah, me too. I thought they were gonna kill you.
So, what do you? What's going on?
So like your old captain who didn't treat you fairly. I felt like you were very underappreciated on that ship.
He kind of like punches you in the shoulders. Like, "Thanks, man."
Not a problem. He died, as you know, and I'm thinking that I'm gonna take over. You know all those slaves that he kept underneath?
Which we had no idea.
Yeah, I had no idea. Like, I'm sure that even if you knew, you probably you're just doing your job, man.
You're so.
But these guys think that we
we
knew,
were
which
in
you know
on
we
that.
didn't.
We are not.
So I just kind of need a vouch.
A true bro.
He says, "Oh
moment.
yeah, no, these guys didn't do it. Some we don't even really know what they were, but we just kind of got bombarded with arrows.
Yeah.
We don't. I mean, it really was nobody's fault except for the people of the city that you rule." Boom roasted.
Yes.
Hi guys. Thaddeus, I need you to calm down right now.
Thodrum.
Thaddeus.
Like, you're upset, man. I get it. I get it.
Listen, Matt, I get it.
Just
They're having their own issues. Not this guy's fault. And I point to the king. I'm like, not this guy's
this
fault.
guy's trying to figure
There's
stuff
some
out,
other
all right?
like messes going on. We're actually here to fix racism.
We're
We're
here to
solve it.
determine what happened, and
getting
you can
things
really
done.
help us with this. You can help us end
Like,
whatever
could
this
you
is.
tell
We
us-
can figure out what happened.
Yeah.
So are
and
you
know what?
pleading?
And
Are
I
you
look at him like, dude?
Are you pleading to Turgak the king or Thodrum the
Thodrum.
crew member?
Thodrum.
Thodrum. Okay. Well, he already vouched for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and
I
I say
thought he was-
Thodrum, and
I
I
just
look
don't
at
want
him,
him to
and I do a serious eye to eye. I'm like, when this is all, you are going to be one of the high up members of my army.
He looks. He looks.
I see a franchise ownership opportunity in your future, my friend.
All right. Okay. One thing I wanted to know. He says to Cruven. He says, "All right, but which one do you like more? Say the name. Say the name of them. Either me or my brother. Which one do you like more?"
Which one do I like more, dude? I don't play favorites, dude. But you particularly, I think you would make. You've got some really good leadership skills.
I
But
see
you remember
something.
my brother, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I just nod.
He says, "Okay, so what was the name again?"
He never told me. He really never told me. And like, I didn't know if it was an embarrassing name.
Thodrum just.
I gave him a nickname.
Thodrum just turns red. He's like, "I don't have a brother." He's like, "I knew it." He's like, "You don't remember me."
I do remember you. I'm just really bad with names. I'm just very honest.
He kind of like jerks away from you and he walks and he just kind of hides behind
Go and do something.
Steve. He just hides behind Steve, the Dragonborn, and he just won't even look at you now.
I was like, so you don't want that?
He's disgusted with
Thaddeus.
you.
Thaddeus.
I'm like, so you don't want the franchise opportunities, man?
No, you just
That
need
sounds
to
like you'd be
stop
a
right
great
now.
leader.
Craven, stop right now. Just
Let me
take
take
a
Thaddeus,
step
we're gonna
back.
walk over and we're gonna talk.
Take a step back.
You take Thodrum?
I'm gonna take Thaddeus. We're gonna go over to like a little corner and have a conversation, man. Heart to heart, man.
All right. He
So
says.
I'll knee down. I get
So
on one knee.
while you go down over there, what was the rest of the party doing?
I look destroyed. It's all an act.
'Cause
But
at this-
I look destroyed. Like, I can't believe like he would talk to me like that. Like, I really thought we were good friends, and I'm like telling this all to grass
I
lady
nod
over here.
with so much enthusiasm when
So
sympathy
you like
in my eyes.
headbanging? Like,
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no.
I
just-
didn't know
like,
if his
I am so
brother,
sorry.
if he had talked about his brother, and like I'm crying on his shoulder, but it's like fake crying, like
yeah, and I'm playing along.
Turgak kind of
100%.
goes from his like old and nonchalant thing to his like he's at this point he's acting angry, but now he's kind of
Now
just
that
like
the guy's vouched for us.
now he's standing bold like you see him in this picture.
Yeah.
He is now standing bold and tall, and he has this kind of a serious face on, and he said, now the thing is, he's like, I understand this was not your fault. He's like, but if you see my predicament, how am I gonna look if we've got 15 slaves, human slaves, on my ship? That looks like I'm picking favorites between the sides. What am I gonna do about this? What if word gets out?
What do you mean? So like you don't want to release him? You want to release him, right? You look like a hero.
He kind of doesn't make eye contact, but says yes.
Okay then. I mean,
Because so
how
it doesn't
does-
look you in the eye, but he turns his head and says yes.
I'm like, how does that make you look bad when you free them all? I mean, you could even say that you killed the captain
Because
And then
I
you are a true
rescued
hero.
the ship.
and me. Yeah,
You
rescued
rescued
me.
I
the
rescued the
ship, you
ship that
rescued the
had
slaves.
slaves.
Yeah,
Rescued the ship
You
that had
rescued the
slaves.
slaves.
and you
Yeah,
rescued the slaves.
I
And
know.
you killed the cat. Listen, half these people
He
don't know
looks
who
at
killed
you
the
and he
captain.
says,
We could all say you killed the captain. That looks really good on PR. I'm really good at PR.
"Listen."
You're good at everything.
He looks at you guys and he says, "He's like, I don't think you understand this. No matter how I do things, one of the sides will
He's
take
not going to be
favorites. They will claim favorites, and if that happens, I can't have my biggest problem. The reason you're here is because if one side secedes, I just lost half of my city.
Well, how do they know about these slaves? Was it in
They
the
don't. That's the
daily
problem. What
newsletter?
if the word gets out?
Well, don't let the word get out. We have Cruven here who can keep it under.
Yeah, listen, they all now, they're not slaves. You know, they're going to be free. I'm going to take them back to wherever they live.
Can we
Listen,
unsew
who's
their
gonna
mouth?
say it?
Oh no, they won't.
Yeah, see.
They got their mouths sewn shut.
I'm sorry.
Who's gonna say it?
I was gonna say.
Okay.
We should actually unsew their mouths.
no.
Don't-
What?
Yes, because
It's like
we
one of
have to
Well,
save the
if we want to
slaves.
keep it a secret, they're gonna say something.
Well, just one. I'm going to talk to one of them. I'm just going to say, hey, we're going to get you all.
Katie, what a Lallmann is your character?
I'm neutral.
I'm pretty in between. I
So let's answer one of their mouths and let's talk to one of the slaves.
No, we can't
Find out
answer their
where they
mouths.
came
They'll
from.
talk.
I'm like, so you're worried. Let me get this straight. So you're worried if you free these human slaves, one of the other sides is going to get upset that you freed slaves?
No. That one,
The
I
humans.
stopped an attack on a ship. That'll look like I
No,
picked
I
favorites.
stopped it. You can say I stopped it.
We
He looks at
stopped
you-
it,
Actually,
yes.
I
He
stopped
says
it.
amidst like the brink of like this place is near civil war. Like it's not there quite yet, but it's on the brink of civil war.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And he said, do you know how hard it is to be the king and ruler?
I can't even
But
imagine.
the beloved king and ruler.
Well, you
of
can't imagine. You
both
are the
sides
CEO.
of a civil war.
So both
Dude, you
sides
should
love
get a
you.
raise, but you're already up at the top, so I wouldn't even know where you'd go. Like, but if you
He
were
just-
any
he
below,
just- at this-
you'd get a promotion. Like,
At this point,
that.
one of the guards kind of walks up and kind of like shushes you, like they like waves in front of your face and is like, "Stop talking."
I agree.
Like-
I listen intently. But no, I do understand. I'm just saying that I understand. I get it.
No, I'm just saying like these guards clearly don't like you in particular.
It's fine. I like them. I don't have any animosity toward them.
I have zero hate in my heart.
That's
All right.
exactly it.
So here in this predicament, you guys are going to be. So he clearly believes you. You have someone to vouch for you who is not clearly one of your like good friends, especially to you, Cruven. Thadrum does not like you now.
Oh my gosh, I was such good friends to the guy.
What was
No,
his-
you weren't.
What's his name again?
Thadrum.
Theodore?
Theodore, is that you? You're basically now about to be led to go see your new home. They clear things up there.
I don't know why he'd even do that to me. I thought we were good friends. I don't know why the brother thing came up.
Thadrum is clearly, they're taking Thadrum with you, obviously. He is not leaving Rowan's side.
That's my boy.
So, you are now being led you're being led out of the castle.
Before,
He said
are
it-
any of the other crew members wounded at all?
All the crew members, they're all being tended to by the King's men.
Okay.
So the king, the nobleman, before he starts leading you guys off to where you need to be, where you were going before you got interrupted by the king, and this whole spiel broke out in the middle of it, where you had people's words echoing through the castle of slavery and just suffering.
Hold up.
By the way, these slaves, they were starving. Their mouths are sewn shut. They did not have food. Pretty still neutral. Anyways, so. One of the things is that they ask, is there anything you need before you leave? Because they said once you leave this castle, it's very hard to get back in. You were led back in at a time of crisis.
Mm-hmm.
But, once that's out, I mean,
Well, I need
is
to
there
know what's
anything
going to
for
happen
you?
to the slaves. Like, are you going to feed them? Are they going to be tended to?
They'll be taken care of.
In what way?
He said that's for us to worry about.
Oh.
But we have the captain of the ship right here.
Yeah, I mean, they're my crew members now.
I mean, yeah. These are the
So
same
when you
guys.
have slaves, a lot of time, when you unsew their mouths, they usually don't stick around.
Yeah, I want to take them somewhere. Like, I want to persuade the king to
They say they're already
be a
taken care of.
hero
They're-
as a
we're
slave
done with
freer.
them. They're
You know
done.
what I mean?
Don't. She said, "Don't worry, they're being taken care of. Anything else?"
I can't persuade the king to not kill them because I know that's what's gonna happen.
He's just gonna
Do you
hide
say
them
this
No, I'm asking you, the DM. Like, can I make a persuasion check to be like,
to try to see them?
like, no, just
So
one last
show
thing.
that they're
Be
not
like,
going to
telling,
die.
telling the king that I really think that if you free him, everybody,
It'll be fine.
You will look very good to all the factions.
All the frats.
He
He
says,
doesn't need to know.
He
who
says,
fought
but
the shit.
but where will they go?
They could come
They
work
can
for
live with
us.
us.
Oh,
They can live
come
with
with
us.
Keep
And
up a
we will
home
end
for
up
us.
taking them to freedom.
He said there's way too many of them. He's like, I can't. He's like, you guys,
There's 15. We can handle it.
There's 15. Yeah,
take
there's-
two.
there's
15 malnourished people who cannot really.
Grass will do
take
just
care of
fine with
themselves.
them. It helped me for
It does not-
150 years.
have a lot of gold.
All right. He says, don't worry, they will be taken care of. I promise. He said, no harm will come to them. He said,
Okay.
in 1 week's time you can come back and visit them if you really need it.
Oh, I need it.
Oh yeah, that
I need it.
I
All
got
right.
that itch.
All right. Does that? He
Yeah.
said, does that sound good?
because then we could ask them like, what
Can I
happened?
get like an oath?
An oath?
Like what
I want
god
this in
do you
writing.
worship? Like you look like a paladin. I'm assuming I'm talking to a knight, right? I'm talking to one of the guards. I'm
You're
not
talking to the king.
You're talking to the king.
You're talking
Uh,
to straight up Turgak right
Are there
here.
any paladins nearby?
Any paladins?
Like that, you know, it's like you look like a paladin.
No.
Oh man. Oh man.
Just get it in writing. Just have
I
it
would
signed
ask
Contract.
How about a good old spit shake?
He said
Would you mind doing a contract just so that
he says
I
that
feel
isn't the word of
so
a
much
king. Isn't the word of a king good enough?
Hey,
I'll
It
take
should
it.
Listen.
I'll take it. I don't want to step on any
Back
toes.
on the
We're
ship.
good.
back on the ship, we used to do spit shakes. How about that, eh?
When you
Oh.
say that, the king turns his head and he says, "Don't you think that these two oafs," pointing at the Dragonborn and the half orc, said, "Don't you think that these two oafs?" At this point, his voice is bitter and angry. He's like, "Don't you think these two oafs have not only stepped on toes but crushed them?"
I agree, and I
So
apologize for their behavior. I know you haven't heard from
As much as
me
they
much.
have done to agitate your kingdom, and I
They
apologize.
have the best
They have the best
intentions.
intentions at heart.
struggle.
I know they do seem to be a little interesting at times,
I'm still
but I
smiling.
can
and
encourage.
I'm just
And
like,
I want you to know, at this time,
I'm a
these
really
two
nice
are
guy.
pretty. These two are still kind of pretty drunk right now. So they're
Yeah,
like,
they are
I
intoxicated.
didn't say how much we drank.
You're-
I do want to say that. I just
I
said
drank
that we were
a
had
lot.
It
you
doesn't seem
drank.
like
you-
You
occasionally.
drank quite a bit.
a
All right.
wine
Yeah,
skin.
because I
All
was
right,
I was
Craven,
reading at the time.
Craven,
so it was
you can
taking
I'm not drunk.
remain silent.
I'm not
wrong.
drunk.
You may forever hold your peace.
They just need to get a little
I
bit
know
of
when
sleep.
to stop.
I would like
whenever I
to roll a persuasion just to kind of alleviate tensions between our party and the king.
I want to roll intimidation.
You want to try to ease it?
No,
All right,
you
try
don't.
it.
Okay, so that would be my d20, correct?
Yep.
Oh.
Please, please, please. Oh well, okay. So +1. So I just did a 6.
All right.
Well, my natural was 13.
He says things are fine. He's like, you don't need to try to talk me out of this. He said it's fine as it is. He said I'm just heated because you do realize that if word gets out about this, you do realize where my reputation as a king will go.
We appreciate everything that you've done for us up to this point, and I can guarantee to you that our group does not wish to bring you any harm at all.
And I look at
He said good.
I look at
He's-
Steven and I kind of do like the lip shut zipper thing, but then I realize the situation. I'm like, maybe this isn't the appropriate time to do that.
All right. All of you at this point make a perception check
Do
on
one of these.
King Turgak.
Ooh.
My dice sucks.
Okay.
You got a 6.
Oh, I got a 5.
I got a 13.
I have 19.
Oh, thank God.
13 and 19?
19.
Okay, you two basically are just like, you look at him for what he is. Like, you're not what he is. You look at him for more so like, you're like, yeah,
He's a strung out guy.
He's just pretty. He's an average dude. Something bad happens, he gets angry. It's okay.
Yeah.
Now,
He's just
but
strung out.
one thing you
Stressed.
notice is that he does not care about the well-being of these slaves. He cares about his reputation
reputation.
more than anything else. And what Cece, you notice the same thing, but one thing. So you notice the same thing, but one thing that only out of your entire party that Katie notices is that not only that, but amongst the knights and whatnot, they're all every little thing that you say that is in the favor of somebody who's not them is just like it's just kind of gross to them. And that goes for the king is you can see through his poker face better than them. So that's just something I want you to know. That right now you can tell that he has got a poker face on and he is trying to hide his emotions. Whereas his men clearly don't have that political training. They're soldiers, obviously. So, but when it comes to like being a diplomat, this man, he does know how to keep a straight face. But you kind of see a few little social cues that are little slip-ups for him. So, like I said, that's that. And as you do that, as they're now leading out those malnourished slaves that you were carrying on your ship, out those doors. Coming in those doors now are the much more useful, fed, muscular orcs who come walking in, and they look upset and they're being like hit, and it's tragic. But they're coming in because it's time for them. They're going to go start working on your ship, and at that we are going to end this because our time for our show is up. Once again, this is 89.1 Exile Radio. Our show is DJs and Dragons. We'll resume this next week, same time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes, this is definitely a political battle that you need to find something.
Why politics?
Man, if I wasn't a half orc, the things I were saying, they were good. I was going with some good arguments.
I feel like I'm feeling some prejudice
Things
against me
against
too.
you.
Yeah.
All right.
If anything, you should be the most racist one because you're a
Tune in
dragon.
next
Okay.
week.
All right, guys.
Tune in next week.
Calm down.
See what happens with our ship, and if we can see what's going
Yep.
on.
Next week on Thursday at 5
Nope,
o'clock.
not next week. We have break.
Yep.
All
Two
right.
weeks after.
So 2
We'll
weeks.
come in next week anyway. It's fine.
No.
Corey's got a key.
All right.
All
2
right,
weeks.
thank you for listening.
All right.
89.1.
WPHS Warren, Sterling Heights, The Exile Radio.